Hi there, Drawyah here, and welcome to Dovetail Games Train Sim World 2. Today, massive thank you to Dovetail Games who have given me a copy of the all-new Southeastern High Speed route, which comes out tomorrow for Train Sim World. And yeah, so we're taking a quick look at that. So we're going to preview the route, preview both the Class 395 and the Class 375 trains, so the high speed and the local commuter trains here in southeast of England. And hopefully should be a rather good little stream this one today. So let's say it comes out tomorrow. Southeast High Speed costs £25 if I recall correctly. Currently on a pre-release sale, so if you do pick up before it comes out, then you do get 10% off on that. But to kickstart this stream, let's have a quick look at the trailer and let's see what we've got on offer today. So, that was the trailer for the Southeast High Speed. So, going to start off with the introduction, we'll start off with the stuff we normally do, and then we'll get ourselves into a couple of subs. So that's learn trains, and then let's jump into the fun.
Welcome to Train Sim World 2, an immersive and highly detailed rail simulation featuring authentic routes and trains from around the world.
Press it again. It's a bit awkward because I actually got my rail drive set up, and therefore my keyboard's behind here.
You've just been awarded some action
easier.
points. These are displayed in the top right corner of the screen and count towards your overall experience. It is necessary to be fully observant of the surrounding world. Practice by looking up, down, left.
So up, down, left, and right. We're not going to that access. Just go against these walk around, and let's go head over to our trains today. So right now we're based here in London Pancras.
This is one of many interactives to be discovered, but not all of them will be as easy to find as this one.
And let's go by our train here now. Right at the far edge of St Pancras. Yeah, so the Southeast High Speed comes out at midnight UK time tonight for both PlayStation and Xbox, and then it's at 6:30 PM tomorrow for PC. So Steam users get it a little bit later, console users get it at midnight. That's just the way the stores kind of limits things. Consoles do force midnight release. The Steam store gives you a bit more freedom in regards to how when you release stuff. Have I gone a bit too far, have I? Sit in any seats, there we go, sorry. Sit in any seats, just not driver seats.
You can pause the experience at any point and review previous and current objectives. Check it out now and then return to the game when ready.
So, look at the pause menu. That's pretty standard. We use this every time. Right, follow the marker. Now we go to the staff door.
A lot of time will be spent operating trains, so when ready, sit in the driver's seat. A heads-up display has appeared on the right-hand side of the screen. This is a guide to what the train is doing. This is the speed display. The white needle shows current speed, and the red marker indicates the maximum permitted speed.
Welcome, Wolfka, how you doing? Welcome to the chats.
This is the direction display. Actually, so you can see an arrow will indicate forward, reverse, and neutral directions. This is the power display. A number will indicate what position the power control is in. These are the brake indicators. They show the state of the various brake systems,
no, it's
allowing
right there.
independent management of them.
And that, by the way, the voice of Matt Pedalston, who's doing intro for this one.
In the top right are the signal and speed limit displays. These feature an indication of what is approaching and a countdown distance to when they'll come into effect. Some of these displays can be hidden via the settings menu for a more challenging experience. This train is ready to go. Pull the indicated handle towards you to get moving.
Right, so part of St Pancras, and then we'll go for the intro bit. Then we'll do the tutorials for both Class 305 and the Class 375.
St Pancras International Station is
Yes,
one of the
375,
major
and then
London
we'll
terminals, providing
have a look
access
at
to both
the
national and international services.
scenarios that come with this route as well. Yes, AWS, we'll definitely be doing both trains in this stream today. So we'll do some high speed,
This
we'll do some
particular train
local
is a
commuter.
Class 395 Javelin built by Hitachi in Japan for European operation. It is formed of 6 cars and has a top speed of 225 kilometers per hour. Train Sim World allows you to ride and drive from a selection of camera views. Let's take a look now while exploring this train.
What's the rail driver? It's in front of me, but because this is just the intro scenario bit, Mercy, I've hidden it for the sake of you guys to see the UI. It's standard UI for Train Sim World, so you've got your speedometer in the right hand side just there. You've got your gradient on the far corner, you've got your throttle and brake power
so let's
just
take a look at
behind
what
me
else
here.
there is to enjoy.
The rail driver covers kind of that overall
Welcome to
side.
the southeast of England. Drive the nation's fastest domestic train from the heart of London at St Pancras International. Race along the high-speed lines via Ebbsfleet International, whilst reaching speeds of up to 225 kilometers per hour. Operate or join the mainline commuter trains through the historic towns in Medway to Faversham in Kent. High-speed express and mainline commuter, you choose the pace. Along the way, don't forget to place route maps, install safety signs, set up newspaper stands, and repair broken fences. Welcome to Southeastern High Speed.
And there we go, that's the intro complete. So we'll jump into the tutorials now, we'll learn the basics of these trains, and then we'll do a few scenarios with them. So we'll head over to the training module for the Class 375. The 375 being the Electrostar, the local commuter train in this scenario. And this is what operates between Faversham and, not quite Ebbsfleet, I think it goes via, at least through to Rochester. So Class 375, Introduction.
Welcome to driver training. Here you'll be taken through the operation of a Southeastern Class 375 Electrostar. During this brief introduction, we'll go through the critical driving controls and passenger operations. When you're ready, climb aboard to get started.
So, let's go to our train, shall we?
Take a seat
Open,
in the
jump
driver's
in.
position. This is where you'll be spending most of your time.
And take a seat. Yes, we will be doing Faversham
To
to London,
activate the
Mercy.
control desk, set the master key to on.
Master key on.
The reverser determines the direction of travel.
Reverse it into the forward position.
Take a quick glance of the platform to ensure all is safe before unlocking the doors.
Now, unlike the 375, unlike the 375 does not have any platform displays on our right hand side. So the 375, the train had in East Coastway, same kind of train, same Electrostar, but the 375 had platform side monitors on the train, which also had a few cameras stuck on the top sides of the train here. So, in this scenario, you lose that. Instead, you get a more standard. Well, you get a radio panel, you get your telephone. Otherwise, for the most part, the cabs are rather similar throughout the family of trains. So I'd like to stay running. We will close the doors when it tells us
It's
to.
time to get going. Set the doors to locked.
And let's now get going.
Your next stop is Chatham. Make sure the line is clear before departing. This train is now ready to depart. Use the power brake hand.
So, let's get you up to speed, shall we? Line speed right now is 60 miles per hour. Use the air power to get up to 50, and then goes from there. The speed does drop down to 60 in about 20 yards, so do get to the proof of that. It's down to 15.8 miles. So we'll hold it here for now. Yeah, I've had a good day so far, Joshua. you're also doing well. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chat, how are you? Yeah, my Twitch needs quickly updates to train sim.
Coasting is a method used to efficiently maintain speed and reduce motor stress and maintenance requirements.
Set the power handle to off.
Keeping to speed limits is important. If you begin overspeeding, apply a small amount of brake by moving the handle into the braking range.
Next station Chatham in 0.7 miles. Yeah, it's ever so good, Charles, especially in the portion here between Ebbsfleet and Faversham. It's a very pretty bit of the route. Stations a lot closer together. There's a lot more variety in regards to what's going on here. Both scenery, both with scenery density as well. Start slowing down now for Chatham Station, just 600 yards ahead of us. Speed does drop to 30.
You're now approaching
so
Chatham.
For that.
Apply a small amount of brake force to achieve a comfortable and safe stop.
So in regards to the train throttle systems themselves, so the class, both class 395 and 375 have 4 notches of throttle. The 375 has 3 notches of brake, 4th one being emergency, and then the 395, the high-speed train, has a more manual brake handle lever, both controlled by master controller, so both of you will be using the same lever throughout the control here. But they're not difficult trains to drive. They're not difficult trains to drive, and as always, trains in world, the more you get used to, the more you practice, eventually the better you'll start to get. So I'll pull now here to the platform marker at Chatham, running an 8-car service, therefore pull to the 4 to 8 car stop marker. Of course, just now allow passengers to disembark. I will say, it's a pretty route, especially at this end. Scenery, especially around the Rochester and Gillingham areas, they do look rather good. Chatham, by the way, the station that is local to Dovetail Games itself. So Dovetail are based out of Chatham, they're at the old dockyard. About a mile and a half from the train station here, so they're just about out of range when it comes to the scenery in the game. Chatham is the local station to the Dovetail Games themselves. Not doing too bad, John Pierce. How are you doing? Welcome to channel, to chat. Welcome, Capo Loscott from Rhodes. Lock doors. And that guy sounds ready to depart to the next station. Oops.
Proceed to the next stop at Rochester unguided this time and see how you get on.
Welcome, Goran. Goran, welcome. How are you doing, man? Welcome, Nils. How are you doing? Welcome both to the channel. Welcome to the chat. How are you both doing today? Will Rail Driver work on the release version tomorrow? Yes, Joshua. So we're using Rail Driver right now in the preview build, and in regards to setup, both trains are running almost perfectly. So the 395 I've got no issue with. The 375, this one, the AWS is not quite linked to alerts, but apart from that, both trains are running absolutely fine with the Rail Driver at the moment. And so I'm sure once we get to the main routes themselves rather than tutorials, we'll get a chance to really see both trains in there for action later. But so far, so good. Going to reduce speed a little bit, so going downhill, you're slowly watching that speed creep up. Not too bad, going to pick the route up very soon. Very nice, good to hear. So we're now passing through the old Rochester station, so this station closed down in 2015, replaced by the new station we'll be looking at shortly. So the original station, they closed it down because they were doing expansion in the area and noted that the station at Rochester didn't have enough space to expand, so the platforms could really build over the space around the station. There's no real place like a car park, any other facilities, and so they decided that was easy just to rebuild the station somewhere else and close former Rochester station. Alright, that's a 5 that's pulled in. Right, thank you there, Niels, for the 1 Swiss franc. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Not too bad, Daryl. Not doing too bad. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat. How are you? Oh, amazing. Thank you. During the we had problems with it. Yeah, so the preview stream that we had, the first one, basically, well, fair few complaints that Dovetail did note down. And with the second preview, second release, they've definitely picked up on some of that. So, for example, fences. People had issue with the fact that there was very few fences in the area. Let me tell you, Dovetail have very much improved the fence count in this scenario. But small sort of things that I'm sure, again, will be tweaks in the future. But for now, we've got a preview build. So what we see is kind of what we get at this point in time. But, so this is part of the route. So that's in this half. So again, between Faversham and Ebbsfleet International, scenery is very good, very pristine, very varied.
Good work. That concludes all the basics of operating this train.
Right, that was our first one in the 375, sorry. We'll now jump into the 395 tutorial, and then we'll do a few passenger runs in both. Where Southeast runs? So the Southeastern in this scenario runs on the Southeastern High Speed between London St Pancras International and Faversham. So London, Stratford International, Ebbsfleet International, where the line splits. We then continue on the Chatham Main Line, and that goes as far as Faversham via Chatham
Welcome
and
to
Gillingham.
driver training. Here you'll be taken through the operation of a Southeastern Class 395 Javelin.
Right.
During this brief introduction, we will go through the critical driving controls and passenger operations. When you're ready, climb aboard to get started.
To try to get this light situation improved in here. Guess that kind of does something, I don't know. Right, let's jump on board the train. Let's get ourselves onto this next bit of this tutorial. One down there, so I have myself a better light in this room. Right, let's jump in, close the doors.
Take a seat in the driver's position. This is where you'll be spending most of your time.
Take a seat, and let's get ourselves ready.
To unlock the control desk, insert and set the master key to the on position.
Make sure my controls set up here. There we go. Master key on.
The reverser is used to activate the driving cab and determines the direction of travel.
Train into neutral. VWS. Pushing hard the DC button, so we're now switching from, well,
in normal
channel running
operation,
to
this
DC
unit
mode.
draws electricity from external
Fancy and
sources
best.
such as DC third rail lines east of Ebbsfleet International and AC overhead wires between London and Ebbsfleet International. As we're in the third rail part of the route, press the pan up shoes down button to lower the pickup shoes so that we can connect to the power. You can confirm this has worked by verifying the line light is lit.
And that, by the way, being this one over here. So press that, resets the
main circuit breaker will
circuit
need
breaker.
to be closed to allow power to reach the entire train. Close the MCB now by pressing the pan up shoes down button again and confirm the MCB VCB light goes out.
Press it again, so basically you want line volts line up, the MCB VCB light distinguished, and that's when the train is ready to go. So to reverse into the forward position now.
Take a quick glance of the platform to ensure all is safe before unlocking the doors.
Now going to unlock the doors and now passengers to board our train. Faversham Southbury. So the route itself is based, well, same duration as the original train sim Southeast High Speed, sorry. Mine's going crazy today. So it runs from London to Faversham, same route as before, but this is being more of a modern recreation of the route. So the original route, based in 2014, I believe it was, this one being a more 2021 rendition of it. How to get access to the route? This copy was provided to me by Dovetail Games.
It's time to get going. Set the doors to locked.
Dovetail dropped me a key for the route, as well as unlock code, and that's how I'm able to use the
For this
preview builds
introduction,
today.
we'll be driving as far as Stratford International. This train uses a DRA, or Driver's Reminder Appliance. This is a safety system which ensures that power cannot be applied to the train and prevents the driver from running through a red signal. Before departure, this will need to be unset.
So, reset DRA,
This train is now ready
and let's
to
get
depart.
going.
Release the brakes and apply a small amount of power to get moving.
So right now we're running on DC mode, third rail mode, and basically on DC modes we're running pretty much the same as the commuter train. Therefore we have a lower top speed, low acceleration, and the train doesn't quite operate as fast as it normally does. When we get to Ebbsfleet, we'll switch over to the Chatham running mode, CTRL, and basically
Keeping
that
to
uses
speed
the
limits
overhead.
is important. If you begin overspeeding, apply a small amount of brake by moving the handle into the braking range.
That then uses the overhead catenary method drawing power, and allows trains to run at optimum speed, maximum power, and also running kilometers per hour. So, Chatham Rail Link HS1 is what the French network uses, and therefore we'll be also following the in-cab signalling as well, once we get to that part of the routes later on. So we'll increase speed up now to 80 miles per hour, 70 even, 70 miles per hour. In about 1.2 miles we'll reach our first station at Ebbsfleet. I heard already had the popular livery for our fallen heroes, be nice touch. So in regards to liveries on the Class M5, there's two that I know the game comes with by default. You have the classic high speed, well you have standard high speed Javelin blue for 10 years celebration livery, and you also get 305012, so train number 12, and that is the Trainbow livery, so the LGBTQ plus Trainbow livery. That is not in the livery section menu itself, but like a randomly generated assigned train to you. So if you ever start a scenario and you're in 305012, then you'll appear in the Trainbow. So I'm going to drop train down to 60 now, for the station. You can now see overhead catenary has now appeared on the route, and that is the power that has a straw power in for the Chatham Rail Link method. The station's coming up ahead now. Slow down, stop the train, and prepare ourselves for the next portion of our journey. Braking a little bit too fast there, but braking wise we should be able to manage without too many problems. Running a 6 car set right now, so running a single 305 unit set, 12 car sets, 2 of those couples together. Right down to 14. Bring the speed down ever so gently. And stop. Right.
Take a quick glance of the platform to ensure all is safe before unlocking the doors.
Doors unlocked. Let's get things moving. So now we're going to go through the method of switching from third rail to overhead scenery. I'm going to hide the rail driver for that. Basically, at the moment you'll notice that the speed is now in miles per hour, just like that. When we switch over, then I'll change over to kilometers per hour. So like I say, the Channel Rail Link, the CTRL, is running on the French network, and therefore we follow both the French speed limits, the French cab signaling, and run all the way to Pancras International.
This section of the line features a changeover in power and signalling as we switch from the third rail beneath us to the overhead wires that are now above us. We'll also switch from using miles per hour to kilometers per hour speeds, and the TVM in-cab signalling will be in use from here.
Right.
To begin the power changeover, set the reverser to the neutral position.
Train neutral.
Now hold the CTRL button to raise the third rail shoes and change to the overhead pantograph. When you're going the other way, use the DC button to switch to the third rail for the eastern leg of the journey. Next, press the pan up shoes down button to raise the pantograph. Finally, press the pan up shoes down button again to close the main circuit breaker and ensure power reaches the entire train. You can check that this has happened by validating the MCB VCB light has gone out.
So you can see both lights active right now. Click on that, circuit breaker light distinguishes. Reverser back and forward.
Nicely done. You're in good shape to continue the journey.
So close the doors.
Proceed to the next stop at Stratford International unguided this time and see how you get on.
Let's get ourselves going, shall we? So now we're on the overhead power. Method draw, acceleration is much faster, top speed is much higher, and we should be able to guide ourselves to Stratford without any problems, now using the TVM in-cab signalling. So TVM in-cab signalling, same systems we had in LGV Mediterranean, same steps as well, and therefore, for the most part, if you use LGV Mediterranean, this should not be too difficult for you to use. All the way down to our left, that's the Dover Priory lines, and that's the RTB line that runs via Dover. Also, Eurostar. Eurostar use these platforms. So right now we are in Javelin colours, which my ride drivers appear again. Let's jump back in, and let's carry on all the way to Stratford. Got a few tunnels in this section of track. But for the most part, it should be quite an enjoyable little journey. We've got some reading lights on, speed up to 225, throttle up. Not too bad, Morgan, not doing too bad. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to chats. How are you all guys doing as well in chats? Anybody there? Chat's looking quite quiet today, I must admit. So far so good. So far enjoying this route. So now we've left Ebbsfleet. The section between Ebbsfleet and St Pancras is high-speed track, and again, in regards to scenery, a little less detail as you are travelling at high speeds, and a few things that, again, I wouldn't mind seeing a few tweaks for, a few things here and there, but for the most part, high-speed running, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. So not comparable to NEC. Not NEC, yeah, no. What was it? The Slow Express routes, Northeast Corridor. Yeah, NEC when that first came out. That was a bit of a naff, but what can you say? Soon we're crossing the Dartford Bridge. Now stop Queen Elizabeth Bridge in the background. Very shortly. Now within the London M25 boundary. So within London now. At this point we are within the capital. Dartford being the boundary between London and East of England. We are in good show. Good to hear, Northern Railway. Good to hear. Welcome. We've began your dog. Interesting username there. Welcome, Carl Davies. Welcome, Victor. How's it early? So, like I say, Dovetail Games provided me with a copy of the game early today. And so, myself, a couple of other YouTubers as well, get a chance to kind of showcase the route, showcase what it's like, and give you guys your first look at the all-new scenario. Comes out at midnight for consoles, comes out at 6 PM tomorrow on PC Steam. Release price £25, and currently with a pre-release sale for those who want to try to pick it up early as well. Has on 4 routes, train to 120, and it's departed routes, so there is no 4 routes yet. With your cat and your dog, I'm going to have to try and think of a shorter name. There's no 4 routes in the 4th sense yet. 4 routes train to wild are not quite full length, so they give you a substantial portion of it. But it really comes down to, well, how big can it be the routes before eventually running out of time for development. So right now we're just in the east of London, slowly swinging our way towards the capital, about 15 or so miles an hour from Stratford. So we still at 225, and eventually the TVM will start beeping at us, start flashing, and that's what alerts us to start slowing the train down. On our right you've got the fences. They're both sound barriers, and I believe these stars are meant to also be turbulence blockers as well, so stop too much turbulence from being pushed out by the trains. But main purpose are sound barriers, stop too much sound leaking from the railway out to residential areas, also local lines. What's line next to you? So both lines are part of the Chatham Main Line, and there's Ebbsfleet, they split between Chatham Main Line and the Dover Priory lines. But to our right is the local line towards London Victoria, and in our track is the high-speed line that goes to St Pancras. Comes out tomorrow. Aviator CalStart comes out tomorrow. Reduce speed a tiny bit now since we've jumped up to 225. Don't quite want to do so early on. Welcome, random fam, how you doing? Welcome to the chats. Tomorrow I'll be doing some more Southeastern High Speed as well, yes. Although tomorrow I plan to do things a little bit different, potentially with some Great Western Railway as well. For those who are on either the Train Sim Discord server or Facebook, you've seen a few things I've been putting together as of late. A little bit more power in, just get the train back up to 225 again. In regards to road driver implementation as well, so the speedometer you can hear 217, it's a speedometer by the way, does transition between miles per hour and kilometres per hour with the two track methods as well. We've now to the tunnel, and we'll be in this tunnel now as far as Stratford. The Stratford International Station box will then see some of the outside world again, but immediately afterwards into a tunnel again, and then continue on to some Pancras. Although this being just a tutorial scenario, I can imagine that it will end there, we'll start at St Pancras, and then do a full run to Faversham, then we'll do a return journey, and then we'll do a few things around that as well. But like I say, so far so good. 5 miles now to Stratford. You've made a list of all the Class 5, so you can tick all the ones you drive. Ooh, very nice, Sean, hope you enjoy it. Is KLM flights with sending a suggestion? Well, I'm not quite sure what's got to do with the Train Sim stream, but I guess so, Stefan. Yes. I was saying on the right is the CCC line to Fenchurch Streets to Southend. Actually, you know what, George? I think you may be right there. I don't think that is line to Victoria, because Victoria goes out of not Gillingham, it goes out of Rochester, I think you are. So no, I think you are right. I think that is the C2C line to Southend. C2C in East Anglia. So any moment now, I'm expecting the train to start beeping at us, and we need to start slowing ourselves down to St Pancras. Can you answer the question because you're confused? The words same and both have the same signification. I'm not quite sure what I mean by that, Lucas. Same and both. So I don't think so, because same is saying that they are. So same is this equals that, while both is this and that. So both, you have both. Same, that equals to that. So no, they don't equal the same thing there if you're on a bit of a English language out of the stream. So 200 flashing down to 160, 160 flashing down to 130, 130 down to 100, and that 100 down to 0 when the train comes to a halt. Class 465, good question, Daryl. No release date yet for the 465, but looking at the roadmap for Train Sim World, it doesn't seem too far away. So again, very excited to see what that comes with it. See which feature release we may get with the Southeastern High Speed, because, well, for those who don't know, the networkers are by far my favoured unit train here in the UK. Therefore, as soon as you can get one, definitely going to enjoy that. In fact, my most recent purchase was a Hornby Class 465 Networker Express. I've always liked the networkers. I've always liked them. I think they were my first mainline national train I went on, however many years ago. So they do have a close part in my heart. You have the 166 in Great Western Express. You have the 37 extras. You have the 166. Soon get the 465. And in terms of Electrostars, you have the 377, and then you've also got the 375 comes with this add-on today. Welcome, Povax, how you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chat. How are you today? So continue to reduce speed now as we enter the platform here at Stratford International. And again, running a 6-car set. We're going to pull all the way to the platform. Going to hold short at the 6-car marker. When's that for Xbox One? Comes out at midnight for Xbox, Daryl. Comes out at midnight tonight for Xbox. Midnight for Xbox and PlayStation. 6 PM for Steam PC. So the TVM is now showing me 0, as that means the signal in front of us is red. And we need to bring train to a halt at this current station. So we'll slowly bring things to the end of the platform. on the doors, and then bring this tutorial to an end. After tutorials, of course, we'll then run to a passenger service. We'll start with the 395, then we'll do a local 375, and then we'll mix and match a few routes thereafter. So stopping at this is Stratford International. Stopping at this is Stratford International. This is the intermediary high-speed station. In this box costing here, you've got both Eurostar and high-speed 1 trains, HS1 attached to your high-speed. Although, fun fact, Stratford International has never had an international train. The plan was to integrate it with Eurostar during the London Olympics 2012, but the station was both not ready yet, and also the timetable never had enough time to stop a Eurostar train in the station. So as a result, while having international name, the station has never seen an international train.
Good work. That concludes all the basics of operating this train.
Welcome elevator, welcome class 475 fan, welcome Javelin, welcome everyone else. You're here during the summer, heading to Broadstairs. Very nice, Goran. Very nice. Was it in the high speed? I presume so, unless you're over in the non-high speed section, which is Underground Central Line, Doctors Light Railway, C2C, East Anglia, Stansted Express, Jubilee Line as well. Stops at the non-high speed station here at Stratford. Right, let's jump into the main menu, and let's now do a service. How to get trains on the tracks. How to train get on tracks? By crane, I presume. Right, so first into that, scenarios. There are 5 scenarios that come with the route. You have high-speed run, joining in, shopping shuttle, tricky tunnels, and last stop. These 5 we'll be doing as separate videos later on, starting tomorrow, ending as Monday. So 5 days, 5 premieres, where we do different scenario in each. So do tune in for those. Now though, it's the timetable service you guys are interested in. Trains, you have your 375 and 395, and also a couple of odd classic heritage units, and class 66. So you have got a few freight runs with this scenario. You also get a few heritage runs as well. So if you want to run a rail tour in an old classic loco, you can do so by this add-on as well. Similar out to how it works in East Coastway, so you have a single service that goes in between 2 as you run the old trains. Right, let's run a class 305 and let's pick a service. Yeah, text votes. Do we start at London? Do we start at Faversham? Which way do you go? London side or Faversham side? How many services are there in terms of services? There are 59 services in the class 395 and 200 services in the class 375. So I think this is running a slightly more reduced timetable compared to real life, similar to what we get right now in the COVID timetable. But I think you get a few extra services in between as well. And again, services are something that currently being worked on. I can imagine maybe not day 1, but after a couple of days, we get an update which includes a few more of those as well. How do you launch it? This is a pre-release copy, Drawyah. This is a copy that Dovetail have offered me. Everyone's saying Faversham, Faversham, Faversham. We're starting over in Faversham. So class 3 and 5 from Faversham to London to Pancras International. We'll do an early morning service, so we can keep Sean the peas as well. Do a 7:30 from Faversham to Pancras International. Make sure my controls are reset for that, so off, forward, and sets. Remember with the rail driver, you need to reset your controls every time you finish your journey, so you didn't keep everything out of place. Right, let's get going, shall we? So we'll put the master key in, set the reverser to neutral, open the doors, turn on the safety systems, clear all of that. We will set the train into, well, hold the DC button to allow the third rail shoes. We will load the third rail shoes, make sure that the circuit breakers reset. Third rail shoes, by the way, is the little system coming out of the wheels here that run on the third rail and draw power in from the rail and into the train's generators. So similar to the fourth rail, but fourth rail has an earthing rail in the middle, which uses complete circuits. Third rail does not require the fourth earthing rail. Otherwise, welcome here to Faversham. Looking rather busy right now on the platforms. I can imagine though being early morning rush hour, do get quite a few people on the platforms. One thing I'll have tried to do is increase the number of people in that stations, so they do get a little bit more life in the stations. So I trained the 0732 from Faversham to Pancras International. We're probably about a minute. Calling at following stations on platform. Platform, what number? Platform. I should need numbers, that would probably help. There's a number sign as well somewhere. Well, platform 1, they're right in front of me. Next train will be the 0744, so arrives in about 13 minutes. A-car service to London Victoria. And so each platform is dynamic, each train destination signs are dynamic as well, so we've got train to Ramsgate gates here in about 30 minutes. Train 10 minutes here in about 20 minutes. So it's all dynamic and all based for the route itself. Let's now prepare ourselves for departure and let's get ourselves ready to go. So set the train up, rest to forward, close the doors, and let's now get going. So right now we're running a 12-car set, so 2 6-car units sitting around 5 coupled together in the middle. Our next station shall be Sittingbourne, which my headlights are set, and I think that's the last thing I really missed out on. Horn, I know you guys like to hear the horns. Let's sound the horn, shall we? Also, depot whistle. How do you pronounce its name? It's pronounced Drawyah. We'll set the the way I like it. So we'll have the big bubbled thing over there. We'll turn off the ground platform stop markers as well. I like the in-cab signalling. So I like the signalling. I like the speed limits, but the actual main parts themselves I do like to hide. When does it come out on Steam? It comes out at 6 PM, Drew. 6 PM UK time. Sound the whistle there. And there's a level crossing. Well, not a level crossing, but a crossing in front of us to go over right here. Do get a couple of crossings here, so again, another whistle board. In just case of sending one every time you pass through them, make sure that people, if they do cross, are aware that the train's approaching. Not too bad, Miller. Not doing too bad. So far, so good. Quite enjoying some Southeastern High Speed on the non-high speed portion. So again, London to Ebbsfleet, that's the high speed portion. Between Ebbsfleet International and Faversham, this is the slower local commuter lines. So you do actually have a massive slowdown half through the line. Well, basically no different to a normal commuter service right now, but things do speed up later on. It's coming to Train Sim 2021. It's already out on Train Sim 2021, and it came out in 2014. So the Train Simulator version came out in 2014. This is the new one coming out tomorrow for Train Sim World 2. What local route would you like to see added to Train Sim World 2? Something Finnish like the VR SR2. Potentially something Polish like the EP/EU07 I quite like. So Finland or Poland I'd love to see. Bring the speed like a tiny bit again because it's going downhill 0.8% gradients. Just speeding at speed there. And yeah, the route out of Faversham. This is the gorgeous bits. This is the gorgeous bit. The scenery, the lighting, just everything here. Very, very nicely portrayed. IP portion, scenery wise, again, not quite as good, quite the same level. Enough of it at least to you understand where you are. It's game in VR, not yet. Game Man 0108. VR is not yet a feature in Train Sim World. Speed up to 80, just up to 90 shortly. Oh yeah, VR would be fantastic in this. I'm sure Train Sim World in VR would be absolutely fantastic to look at. So I'm going to pass through a station shortly, so we'll put the stick arc camera on the platform. Right now we're passing through Tayum. Yes, console release is at midnight, Streets. Console release midnight, PC release 6 PM tomorrow. Need to pay more attention to the cab, which I'm standing on the whistle boards. In a couple of moments, like bring our slow down into Sisselbourne. We arrived there in 2 miles, about 2 minutes. So in terms of timetable, look like they're doing pretty much alright. How can you do some collectibles if we spot them, Drews? What do you do for your collectibles? It's repair fences, put up safety signs, stack newspapers, and maps. Those are 4 collectibles. Fences, safety signs, newspapers, and maps. Well, that's 465. So the 465 is not out yet, Trainspot Hub. 465 is a later release. It's going to be a separate DLC add-on pack for these routes, and that comes out. No release date yet, but it comes out soon. Due to our cars fit in all the platforms, or like East Coast Way, due to not fit. So in this scenario, all 395 services fit in all the platform. All 395 sit in the platforms. All local services, so yeah, all trains fit in their correct platforms. There's no need to adjust with sector core control in this one. Everything fits. Platforms in the Chatham Main Line are nice and long. Nice to case longer trains. So just coming through Sittingbourne now. Hi Drawyah, love your streams, you're a fan. Cheers Eden, thank you for the kind words. Gonna start slowing down now because I'm coming in a little bit. Whoops. How does this work again? There is a way you can reset emergency brakes. It works sometimes, doesn't work all the time. There is a way you can reset emergency brakes when you actually hit them. Ah, there we go. There, just caught it. Basically, unlike normal mail trains here in the UK, if you hit emergency brakes, you can reset them, especially in tunnel sections where if you don't need to stop for one reason or another, then you can just reset them, carry on your own. It's a bit fiddly at the moment, although I am still kind of learning the process. Hit AWS, I did. But I'm sure again with a bit of practice, even though I'll start get to the use of things. Right. Welcome to Sittingbourne, just on time. 1 second. Yes, BT, right now we're running on this on PC. Welcome to Sittingbourne. I thought it'd be a little bit of drama for our first up, wouldn't there? This would be a Drawyah stream if there was no drama at some stage. While we're here, let's have a look at the system, shall we? So right now you can see 2 sets put together, running with 6-car trains. We have 2 screens we can go through. We've got the driver menu and we've got the journey menu. Journey menu shows your PIS code, training code. You've got your destination station, your origin station. So with travelling to St Pancras International, we start at Broadstairs to go for Faversham. Train ID itself, so we're 1 Foxtrot 1-5, and this is the service. Well, 1 Foxtrot 1-5 from Broadstairs to Pancras. So you've got 2 pages. You've got the train info and the driver menu. Right, we'll get ready to close the door shortly. Let's now travel to Rain, the next station. Our trains, there'll be a few BT later on. This is quite a bit of the line, but as we start reaching towards London, it's get busier. But in terms of services, it is a little bit quiet at the moment on Southeastern High Speed. You do get a few gas-out trains. But again, something I'm sure that Dovetail will look into in the future, especially as they start introducing more services at this time. No, Sheerness branch is not included with this scenario, BT. You get London to Faversham, Sheerness is wiped off the map, unfortunately. Visual problems, very nice, Charlie. Glad to hear it. I didn't entirely throw your card. Right, so running we run 5 miles. We travel from 90 down to 30, sorry, down to 70 in about 1.3 miles. Welcome, cool, how are you doing? Want to jump to chat? How are you today? We'll try freight later. Well, I'll look at the freight, Jason. I'm not sure if it's working with the rail driver yet, the Class 66, but we'll definitely have a look at the services that includes with. Have you done Javelin before? Yes, I think most people in the South East have done Javelin before. Like I say, the 395 is probably my favourite rolling stocker in the UK. The 305 based on the Hitachi A-Train family, so same train family as the Class 800 series, so I got the Gravesend Main Line, the East Coast Main Line, West Coast Main Line, a few trains in Trans-Pennine Line as well, so they're all part of the A-Train family, but the 305 was the first international A-Train, and not technically an AXXX series, just A-Train, not part of the naming family, came out later on. Do a two-tone, sure thing. Oh, that's ticks your box there, 375 Southeastern. How you doing? So, speed down to 70 now, increase up to 75, about 1.5, 3.9 miles to Raynham. What's your origin destination? Started at Faversham, travelling to London St Pancras International. Again, running on the third rail DC line. Not quite as fast as running on the high speed track. Third rail has always been the slower while drawing power for a train. As a result, top speed is limited, acceleration is also limited to ensure that power is optimum as train starts moving. Flight centre should be on Saturday, even. Evan. Eurostar will be pretty good. The family train itself is already in the sim as part of the ICE routes, but having dedicated ICE, or Eurostar even, it's only quite fun. Then again, with Eurostar, can't remember that about 90% of the journey is in the tunnel, the Channel Tunnel, so what comes down to, is it worth having a route where it goes through tunnel so much? You never know, maybe one day for the future. No Shinkansen or local GR trains in this sim, Hajime. The closest you get is, with this train, the Hitachi series, or Hitachi A train, but there's no dedicated Shinkansen service, I'm afraid, or local JR North, JR South. Sorry, West and East, isn't it? Not North South. It would be easy for making money. True. I guess 20 kilometres of tunnel would be quite easy to put together. You have one station at Dover, one station at Calais, and you're golden. What other add-ons do you think you should have? I'd like Chatham Main Line. Chatham Main Line would be really good for this. And again, just a few routes out of the UK, German, American mix at the moment. We've got Canadian, we've got the freighter in Canada. We've got an upcoming Swiss route with the Rochester line, so we haven't got upcoming Swiss, but I don't know, something a bit more out of the way, if you know what I mean. I wouldn't mind seeing trains in the world. Again, maybe one day for the future. Up to a mile from the station now, going to put a little bit of Roki in just to reduce our speed. About a minute to travel to Raynham, 1 minute, 1 mile. I wonder what Drawyah would think of Danger to Go series. You said that's Steel Knight. I have played the Danger to Go plug and play. My brother owns one. If I had a way to record HDMI, I would. I don't have a capture card, but if I ever pick one up, I'd totally do a few Danger to Go videos on this channel. Gone you toy, good for you. I'm enjoying it so far, Marichal. So far, so good. Got a 305 passing on the other track now. Travelling towards Faversham. Station now visible. Put the brakes up, and let's start slowing this train down. Class 700 pretty good, Joshua. And again, what routes would that operate on? 700. let's just go with the Kobe line. You can see the Sumiyoshi station there. Yes, you can. Right, it's going to load passengers. Here at Raynham. And here you've got a terminated local train. And the destination departure board gives an idea of where the trains are going. Not every station has them. Some are a bit hidden, so there you go. Right, the 7:47 to Stratford International. Should be departed about 10 seconds, so we are a little behind service. And again, it's a dynamic destination board. It does change depending on what train's operating and how many cars. It's a very, very smart little system, this. So second train's the 0806 to London Victoria. Following this time that will pass is another St Pancras train. Close the doors and it's ready to depart. Yes, game trains. Bit too early there. Guys, also be careful. If you shut the doors too early when the ticket circle's still ticking, then you do end up just missing the locked door point. You have to reopen the doors. Costs you a few seconds, but if you do it right, it does save you a lot of time at stations. Okay, interesting. I'll look in 700 then. Because at the moment it says it's the Class 305, the Class 4, Class 305, Class 375. You have the 465 coming soon. 45/2, I believe, will be coming for Trains and Worlds. Do you go from Luton to Raynham? Not in this scenario, Joshua. Not in this scenario. Next station, Gillingham. We're up there at 7:51. Welcome to Southwest 158. How you doing? Welcome to Channel Chats. Continue increasing our speed up to 90. Speed does drop to 13.3 miles. That is before Gillingham. We slow down for that. We do pass the Gillingham depot on the way as well. Gillingham depot will be on our left-hand side. Sorry, left-hand side, mirrored on this screen. And also the Gillingham crossing, which is very nice coded in train sim. So, like in real life, the signals are, or the level crossing is coded to the signal, and therefore, if the signal's red, crossing's up, can't cross it. And as soon as the crossing is down, then it enables the signals to go green, and therefore trains can then start crossing it. It's a very smart little system, that. Yes, Sam, it does release tomorrow. Southeastern High Speed. This is a preview stream, so it does give me a copy of the game early, just to kind of showcase it, look in detail, and see what it's all about. But yes, this is a preview stream for the review that comes out tomorrow. However, from Moscow, train's gorgeous, super DLC, very nice. It is a fantastic train, the 905. I've got a Hornby set of it, just my shelf right in front of me. I own 3. Hang on, Drawyah specs. Let's start slowing down to 60. Should probably do slow down a bit earlier than I actually am. Too busy talking, not really focused on the line. Yeah, I've got 3 Hornby trains. I've got, well, 2 Hornby and a Roco set. My Roco's a VR Class SR2 from Finland. My 2 Hornby trains are Class 395 Javelin. And I've also got a Class 465 in Southeastern colours. You can guess who my favourite TOC is. Right, so we got a racing coming to the end of the platform. Depot's on our left, across the crossing, and then bring train to a halt. What time's released tomorrow? So if PS4 comes out at midnight, Steve. PS4 comes out at midnight. Welcome, Rizwan, how you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to chats. How can I join you? Join me where, Daryl? What are you trying to join? I'm from Frankfurt. Not been to Frankfurt. Been to Hamburg, been to Berlin. Not been to Frankfurt. I'd love to go one day. Slightly positioning the platform now. Then it's Chatham, Rochester, Gravesend, I believe, Ebbsfleet International, Stratford International, and London to Pancras International. So again, just looking for the 12 car stop mark on the left. Or in this case, it'll be a stop mark right at the end of the platform, I presume. On the YouTube, well, you're already in chat, Daryl, so you're already here. Doors open. There's that passenger board. Use the Shisa Kanko methods, Drawyah. Always worth doing. Is it different from other cities in Germany? It is different from other cities in Germany. A lot more modern, a lot more skyscrapers. I believe that's, yeah, because Berlin, I think there's a law which stops skyscrapers going up. I can't remember the method behind it. In London, while not so much enforced these days, basically, your building or skyscraper can only be as high as what St Paul's Cathedral will allow for, because St Paul's Cathedral must have an unobstructed view of the River Thames. And so that's what kind of defines a skyscraper here in London, both in the old sense and kind of, again, some modern sense, but not so much these days. Go to close doors shortly. About a minute behind schedule, but shouldn't cause too many problems, yes. Got to point at everything that goes by. I've actually always wanted to ask about the Japanese pointing method, the Shisa Kanko. Is there anything particular they point out on the way, or is it just a case of, well, they're pointing certainly at some things, like signal, like, what are they pointing at? Tree, sign. What are they actually pointing at in particular on the Japanese lines? I've always wanted to know that, I've always wanted to ask. I'm from the UK, Daryl. I'm from the UK. Southeastern comes out at midnight for Xbox KLM Ireland. Comes out at midnight. And so some Chatham, up to 60, down to 50.6 miles. Things not too bad, Ebbsfleet Island. Not too bad. Which we've got daylight set. They are, just not too bright. And nighttime lights. It's a little more visible. But we'll leave them one day. So, cab lights. I think you guys would appreciate that. We'll reduce speed now down to 50 miles per hour. Oh, and try to remember that, Itzy. Try to remember that. Other networks on this route, not yet, Toby, but Class 465 networkers will be coming in the future. So there'll be Class 465 add-on pack later, and they will be running on the Southeastern High Speed alongside the Electrostars. This is called a rail driver. It's a train desktop control unit from the US. This costs me about £250, including delivery to the UK. 250. But I like it. It's American style, but the control setup and just the feeling of it, it's not bad. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but it is currently the monopoly on the market until the train sim controller stuff come out later. But for now, it's a decent little kit. I do quite like it. It's called the Rail Driver. Sound the horn. We'll do the horn from the outside when we're in the station, just because it's a little bit louder, more clarity to the horn. Oh yeah, the sounds. That's sort of the make or break networks, I think. Especially if they go for the. Hang on, bring train to a halt, shall we? Yeah, the sounds that'll make or break the networkers for us. That's the 4 to 8 car stop marker. We'll go to the end of the platform for our 12 car sets. How much DLC? So it'll cost £25, but it's currently on pre-release sale. So you want to save a bit of money on it, then you pick it up for something like £22 now on Steam. Not sure about console prices though. Not sure if the sale goes on to console. But you do have pre-release discounts on PC at the moment. In the Braille variant, -9. Okay, yeah, it'll be interesting. Interesting how the sounds do come out for that one then. Right, so we're stationary here at Chatham right now. We go through Rochester, go through Strood, so we've got Rochester, Strood, Gravesend, Ebbsfleet International, Stratford International, and then St Pancras. So about 6 more stops on the journey. It's about, well, we can tell how long it is. We departed at 7:30. We arrived at 8:32. So it's about an hour and 2 minutes one way. 1 hour and 2 minutes, which ain't bad for a high-speed run. Which will bear in mind that only half of it's high speed, but not bad. Not bad by any means. Is it free? No, Billy. So this is Train Sim Worlds 2. This costs, I think it's like £20 itself, the base game. £25. And the route, also another £25 add-on pack that comes out tomorrow. So it's 30 miles per hour speed limit here in this tunnel. Going to pass through the former Rochester platform. So again, this station closed in 2015, with the new station opening up slightly further down the line. You can drive 375. We'll do afterwards, Morgan. We'll do a few 375 drives as well. Don't you worry. We're going to do both trains in this stream. One of the 305 sitting in the platform right now here. Take care, game man. Have a good one. The network add-on you have to pay for as well. So the expansion pack for Train Sim Worlds trains are usually about 10-15 quid, I believe. So it will be a paid add-on pack for the network when that releases later on. Welcome to Rochester. What time do you depart? You depart at so you're departing at 7:59. We also depart at 7:59. Both trains expect similar time. We'll now close our doors. Again, you just miss it. There's a tiny little gap there. Just need to ensure that you close your doors at the right time. Right, next station's Strood. Strood's our final station for Ebbsfleet International. And then from Ebbsfleet is where things do start to speed up a bit, where things do start to kick up a notch. Get between Ebbsfleet and St Pancras in about 25-30 minutes. It's about 20 miles between the two stations. Do you speak Russian? No, I don't, Darcy. No, I don't. I speak Polish, but not Russian. Hold at 30 miles per hour. Going to reduce down to 20 shortly, as we now cross the river Medway. The Medway, by the way, has a submarine that sits in the harbour. It's an interesting sight whenever you look at tourists who've not been in the area before. You look right, and all of a sudden there's a submarine stalking you. Down to 20, down to 15, so you cross over. sorry, you are right. Strood then Gravesend. Keep forgetting about Gravesend. Gravesend's fast station, then we cross into Ebbsfleet, sorry. You are right, I'm just being dumb. Train controller. This is Rail Driver, Morgan. This is Rail Driver. So quite with Rail Driver. The only thing I'd say no, Rail Driver with this site at the moment is that the 375 alert button doesn't signal the AWS. Again, as it's not released yet, I'm sure that's something they may patch rather quickly. But apart from that, so far I've got no issues with Rail Driver on this train controller yet. Mówi trochę po polsku. Mogę, sorry. Mogę mówić po polsku. Moja mama jeszcze raz. No nie jest bardzo dobre. No nie mówiłem bardzo dużo po polsku. No, mówiłem małe. Może małe conversation? Yeah, my Polish ain't great. My Polish ain't great. Right, welcome to Strood. Drawyah builds on NIMBY rails. We could do. It's not a difficult one to build, the Chatham Main Line. It's not a difficult one to build. Made one for the future. Right, so again, we are just about a minute behind schedule. We are slowly catching up on that. Again, nothing too major yet, as we slowly crawl through southeast England. So I'll wait for the yellow socks to click over. Travel to Gravesend, then Ebbsfleet, and then we'll switch over to the high speed network and get everything running from there. After Strood, just to call it Gravesend, and then to Ebbsfleet. Do stop at Gravesend on the way. Doors close. Brakes minimum, and let's get going. So always get Dartford in train game. I presume to about Train Simulator, Toby, the original one, because that also has the Southeastern High Speed, but the 2014 variant, not the Monday variant. Going to go too fast there. It's a very slow limit out of Strood. Does speed up later on, but it's a very slow exit path. Just wait for the rear of our train to pass the speed sign, sorry. As soon as it does, then up to 70. There we go. Here from outside. When we're out the tunnel, I'll sound this for you, Mr. Coates. When we're out the tunnel, I'll then sound the horn for you. Do you like Train Sim World 2? No, Morgan, I hate it. That's why I'm streaming it right now, and absolutely loving every moment of it. Nah, I do adore Train Sim World. It's a great little platform. A lot more to be explored. I'm sure there's a lot more that we can unlock with future Train Sim World, but definitely getting there. Definitely growing as time goes on. Making Chatham across Stratford, increasing North Garage. Very nice, Kentish rail guy, Kentish train guy even, if I can read his name correctly. 6 miles to Gravesend, about 5 minutes to get there. Very shortly we'll be leaving the tunnel. Also remember, out here right now in the the Medway Valley, you do get quite a few tunnels and underpasses for roads. It's a very compressed kind of area. The railway's built right through the cities. So we're now in the longest tunnel in Kent. Thank you, Kent Train Guide, for local knowledge. 70 now. We'll cut the power, bring train to coasting. Uh, 4K Ultra on 3080, you'll only get about 56 FPS. Well, right now we're getting about, well, solid 60 right now on this run so far. And I have not noticed any drop of FPS at any point during the run, so the entire run, at no point do you lose anything, maybe like more than 58 FPS. It's a very, very well optimised route, this. I'll give them one thing, optimisation is very much on par. Right, so we're now going to leave the tunnel. Let's sound the horn as we go through the station. We can get into external views. Retrace in the tunnel, there we go. Yeah, we're on the bridge. We'll go, we'll come out here towards the signal, I think. Give you a bit of a view as the train goes by. Doppler effect also works. Up to 70 again, we're going to speed up a bit, 4 miles to Gravesend. A couple of old wagons currently disabled here at the yards. Before, a bit of a bare yard this, but again, Dovetail did take a few recommendations from people to stick a few wagons here in the yard outside of Gravesend. Got a Class 66 holding at siding there. Another 66 just holding short as well. But again, it's nice to see a bit of population, nice to see a few things just filling the map. So it gets busier and busier. How come it's early? It's released for midnight. So, like I say, Lewis, this is a preview release that does have often a key for, and so this is a preview build for the well, before the route comes out officially. Or with permission from Dovetail Games themselves. Can you do threads on the route? Yes, you can, Toby. You can do threads on this route as well. So, in the menu, you do have a Class 66 to choose from. And it's possible to do a couple of freight runs in this as well. I don't think it's compatible with Rail Driver yet, so I don't think I'll do a full service in it. But we'll have a look at the scenarios, we'll have a look at the options. It's somewhere in the main menu. Take care, Basher. Have a good one. Bye-bye. So a couple of moments, we'll start slowing down for Gravesend now, within 2 miles from us. Yep, and the Class 66 is also now compatible with the livery editor, and so it's possible to create your own colours for it as well. So with this route as well, you also get more services on East Coastway and Northern Transpennine. So it's not just, well, Southeastern High Speed gets, but East Coast will now have more services, more trains you can drive, and the Transpennine's also got a service upgrade as well. So more trains you can drive, more services, just to bring them up a bit. What happens if your speed is still far from the speed limit? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Lucas. If you're not running at speed limit, then, well, you end up running late, basically. Down to 50. So anyway, because we're now within a mile from the station, about 1,000 yards out. Down to 30. No Australian routes in these centres from the West ones. Must maybe check trains out, but I don't know of any Australian routes. Will you play Nimby Rails again? Yes, I will, Joel. I definitely will do a few more Nimby Rails videos in the future. But for now, with the release of Southeastern High Speed, I thought we'd just do a few Southeastern High Speed runs in this. So a few more bridges and viaducts to pass under. One there missing a slight asset I have to look into later. any bugs, any issues, I'd also report to Dovetail as well, so hopefully we can get a few patches out later. But for now, as we reduce speed down to 30, as we approach Gravesend, Gareth ready for a stop. Xbox One gets this at midnight, Daryl. Xbox One gets this at midnight tonight, so in about 4 hours, this will be on Xbox and PlayStation. In 21 hours, it'll be on PC. So if you stay up till midnight tonight, you'll soon then be able to drive the route yourself. Pull up right to the stock market in the platform. Stop the train, and doors open. Yes, tomorrow's stream on GWR. So basically, for those who've followed me on Discord or the Facebook channels, basically what I've done is I've taken the class 395 and I've painted it in GWR green. It's not quite the same train because, well, first of all, the cab layout's very different to two trains. And the exterior model, yeah, the 800s do miss out a few things. So, for example, these bumps down here, class 800s do not have. Lights, I think they're slightly different as well. Some also differences, also carriage as well. Doors a bit further to the ends, and only one window, not two, outside the doors. There's a few differences here and there. But apart from that, they're very similar trains to the class 800, also they're running 5 class 8s, not 6. I thought we'd use it to recreate the Gravesend Railway with the class 377, acting as class 385. So again, very similar trains, have got the platform monitors in them. Just one's third rail, the other one uses overhead catenary. £25 again, it costs £25, and you can also get it up with a pre-release sale. So if you want to save a bit of money, you can buy it in the pre-release and then pick it up tomorrow when it comes out. So I think that's like £22, I think. 10% off for the pre-release. Traction motors. The traction motors sound just like the real life ones. Externally they do, Lewis. Internally, they're a bit quiet, the motors. And so again, a bit of reshuffling, a bit of reordering on the mind. See if we try and get a few updates on that again in the future. But apart from that, in terms of driving, the train drive's fantastic. Based on people who've seen the route so far as well, I think the one thing that everyone can agree on is that in terms of physics as of driving, the 395 is pretty much spot on. Sounds could do a bit of remixing. The modelling detail as well, very nicely done. I think it's just sounds that could be upgraded on this one. With the 375, I think, again, sounds could be rehashed a bit, but apart from that, the train feels alright, the train looks alright. And the route itself, again, most people agree that Faversham to Ebbsfleet looks fantastic. Ebbsfleet to London, again, could have a bit of love, but something maybe for the future. Welcome, Cat Innovation, how are you doing? Welcome to channel to chat. Next station is Ebbsfleet International, and that is where we then switch over to the high speed portion of the line, so do stick around for that. Control C, Control V for the sounds. Yeah, copy and paste, eh? Right, 1 mile to go until Ebbsfleet. So again, slowly losing time now. We're a lot more than just a minute behind schedule right now. Very much doubt we're catching that up. If we stick to 60 for now, 60 for the siding off to the left, take the junction, which is illuminated. Track goes to the left, and therefore we'll be taking that. So now, the catenary starts. We could do a change on the move if we wanted to. We could easily switch over to Channel or Link mode right now. Just loading LG Mediterranean yet, we could do a change in the move, but we're stationary right up ahead. What's the point? So we'll slow down anyway. Frame change to hot, and then we'll switch over to the overhead catenary mode. Are these trains made by Hitachi like Class 800? Correct, Louis. So these trains are also built by Hitachi. They are all of the A-train family. So reach to a halt. Doors open. Train goes into neutral. Gonna hold the channel to our running button for a couple of seconds. Wait for the lights to illuminate. We will press the pan up, shoot down button now, just to raise the pantographs. Both lights active. Press it once again, and now the line vault button is active. Circuit breaker is closed. Back to forward, and now we're running on the overhead power. So this is where the fun begins. This is where we're running at full speed using the TVM in-cab signalling rather than line-side signalling. Take care, Morgan. See you later. Bye-bye. On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you rate this and why? So I'd at this point put it as 7. It's not perfect. The trains are fantastic. The trains themselves, 395, 377, very nice put together. The trains, you cannot fault them. The scenery again, half the routes are fantastic, so Faversham to here is beautiful in terms of detail. You do a bit of that later on, but again, at high speed, how much do you really see? Sound-wise, sound again, bit of remixing needed to improve it, so I wouldn't call it a terrible route by any means. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but I wouldn't say it's terrible. There are a few small things that could be tweaked in the future, but again, that's down to updates. Right. So the TVM's now signalled on, 130 on the dashboard, and we're now using that for our guidance later. Also now running in kilometres per hour, not miles per hour. Next station is Stratford International. Get there in 16 miles. Can we do that in 7 minutes? Probably not, without speeding most of the way through. What time Xbox releases midnight, sir? Transport fan tonight? Midnight. Going to coast 130. We'll enter the tunnel and then we'll allow the train to jump up to 225. We also now connect with the Dover Priory line. It's just 2 tracks now to London, just 2 tracks. 225, throttle up, let's get going. Should you get this? Well, it's really down to you, Captain Sammy. Do you want a Southeastern High Speed train? Yes you do. Do you want a high speed line? Yes you do. So, do you want it? Yes you do. Like I say, it's really down to you, Sammy, but if you do pick up before it releases, you do save a bit of money with the pre-release discount sale, so again, well worth picking up. Zoom through 185 kilometers per hour. It's a 25% gradient uphill at this point, so you do lose a bit of the acceleration. Will start to increase again as the track levels off. Which power thing? This was directly from America, so this is the X-Keys rail driver. Costs £250 plus delivery. So I do like it. It's a very fancy little controller. This not the best. Well, not terrible by any means. I'm not saying not the best. To be fair, it's only the only controller at the moment until the TS controller stuff comes out. So in terms of what's available, it's the best. But I like it. I do like it. It's a fun little controller. Feels very good. And as Train Sim World makes it compatible built into the game as well, it just does work rather well. Is there a discount Xbox One? I'm not sure, Daryl. I'm not sure about Xbox or PlayStation discounts. I just know that Steam has discounts for pre-release. The length of the line, well, it's 20 kilometres from London to Stratford, and if I'm honest with you, I don't actually know. Sorry, London to Ebbsfleet, 20 miles, sorry. And then I'm not actually sure how long it is from Stratford to... Hey Google, how many miles between Ebbsfleet and Faversham? Google doesn't know. I'm sure someone in the chat has a number for how long the route is. But so it's easy about 70-80 kilometres. It'd be a bit more than that as well. Cheers, JK Jets. Hope you enjoy the watch. What are the buttons at the bottom? So, at the moment, well, the controls themselves differ per train sim, but these are not completely defined yet in Train Sim World. I'm sure once Dovetail have actually finalised the actual key combinations, then they'll do a proper sheet. But, for example, that's your pause menu, that's your master key. I can press all the buttons, hope nothing breaks, but they all do different things depending on the loco you're on. Passenger view, no passenger view at Hajime. One thing that's it doesn't have is a passenger camera view. It's not if I cycle through it. You've got head out the cab, you've got your door panel, you've got your circuit breakers panel, you've got your few isolation switches, you've got your monitor, and then you've got your main cab seat. So no passenger view, just a few miscellaneous cab views. 52 miles, there you go. Hey Google, 52 miles in kilometres.
32 miles is equivalent to 51.499 kilometres.
Hey Google, 52 miles in kilometres.
52 miles is equivalent to
83, so 83 kilometres, 52 miles. Will I do the Great Main Line Train Mod 2 at some point? Not sure yet, Toby. It's not in the roadmap. So again, potentially one for the future. Yesterday, podcast, we are travelling into London today. Travelling on the westbound service. We've left Ebbsfleet, next station Stratford, and then from Stratford, final station is Pancras International. What was your question there, Mercy? Didn't spot in the chat, I do apologise. Did I say your phone, did I? Whatever. Hey Amazon, order 500 king-size mattresses. So 5 miles to go to Stratford. Apparently got about a minute and 20 seconds to get there, so that's impossible for us to do. But shortly, watch the TVM start to take us down. Follow the TVM guidance, down to 100, down to 0, stop the train, disembark, board passengers, and one more stop to St Pancras, where this train will terminate. We'll then do a local line run, so we'll do a run in the class 375. And then we'll carry on. Keep saying your phone, do I? No, I won't be mean. It goes out at midnight on PlayStation. John, it goes out at midnight on PlayStation. Bring up to 225 again. We'll bring it right up to speed, rather than let it bleed off every few moments. Right, 225, flashing down to 200. When we get St Pancras, we have a look at the station. We certainly can do Lewis Vale, so we'll have a look around the station, we'll have a look at the detail, just see what the scenario has to offer. Increase the breaker slightly. 200 flashing, that's down to 160. I'll have to increase the braking slightly. Yeah, just a bit more. 160 flashing, that's down to 130. We're down to 100 actually on this run. So we'll have a look at the freight services, but because it's not rail drive compatible yet, it's the class 66, we won't do a full run in the freighter. But we'll have a look at the services, we'll have a look at the pattern it has for it. 1.4 miles, 1.3, 1.2. Slowly getting there, slowly getting there. Not sure about 3 DLC, Kim Island. That's down for Dovetail's side. Max speed of this train, so the maximum speed is 225 kilometers per hour, which is about 140 miles per hour. So 140 is the top speed of this train. That's the high-speed portion between London and Ebbsfleet International. After that, so down to about 90 as top speed. About 140 miles, 225 kilometres. We're not running on third rail, Joshua. We're running on overhead scenery. We're using the overhead cables. Currently at Stratford, which is the penultimate stop before we get to Pancras International. Sorry, my nose is very itchy tonight. I don't know what's causing it. I've just been dehydrated. I'll drink a bit of water when we stop here. Where's the 375? So 375 you can take as far as Gillingham, I believe. Gravesend, sorry. Go as far as Gravesend in class 375. We're running a 412 car set. We're going to run up to the 12 car stop marker again on the platform, open doors, and then let passengers disembark. This is a train sim stream, Kendall, not a flight sim stream. Focus on trains today. Right. Welcome to Stratford. So again, Stratford's one of the newest stations here in London. Opened up to, well, Stratford International, even the newest station in London. Opened up to serve the Olympics back in 2012. And has a direct connection with Stratford Station, which is a little bit south of here, and that has connections with the London Underground Central Line and Jubilee lines, the DLR, the Greater Anglia Services, and Stansted Express, and C2C, and Overground. Can you free cam to the GMEL? Whereabouts would that be, Toby? I mean, it's limited in regards to how far you can go. At the moment, so I think that's the invisible wall there. Invisible wall just there. So you are limited to the actual main international box itself. And Stratford Station is a little bit way away, not quite as part of the main complex here. Lock the doors. Departing. There you go. Even that right. So 8:26, platform 2, expected 8:28. So again, dynamic boards there. If running late, it also tells you how late you're running as well. So again, small details that I just really adore with this route pack. PC time release is 6 PM. City Podcow, 6 PM. Right, up to speed. So go back into tunnel, back through to the high-speed line to Stratford. I might start muting people who talk about flight simulator streams. It's very disrespectful to Dovetail. Line destination boards now displayed the expected time arrival was late. Yeah, small details like that. And actually, a lot of that comes down to the community as a whole, who kind of really spearheaded that. So when Train Sim Mod 2 was first announced, didn't have working display boards initially. A lot of people spoke up about it, and so Sam as well, who is the community guy still for a little bit longer, basically took that information, fed it to Dovetail, and eventually got that all implemented in Sim as well. So again, 4 credits Dovetail, 4 credits community for kind of spearheading the platform side destination displays. Right, 225 flashing, that's going to go down to 200 now. So still accelerating, ready for a slow down. It's only 3.5 miles to St Pancras. So we're trying to get ourselves as close on time as possible. Solid. Base train speaking free cam so far. Yes, yes you can. So it's that 200 flash short. There you go, 200 flashing. It's down to 160 now. Welcome, NK Power. How are you doing? Channel the chats. 60 will stop. 160 flashing, down to 100. And then the approach into St Pancras International is 80 if I recall correctly, and then from 80 down to 40 as you enter platforms, and it's 40 right down to the buffers right at the end. 100 flashing, down to 80. If the load came out of the Jubilee line, would it drive considering the platform edge draws? I don't know why the platform edge doors would be the thing that makes or breaks it. I'd say it's the fact that the train's ATO and that there is no real way to manually drive the Jubilee line trains. It's all ATO, so you press the button and it does it automatically for you. Platform edge doors are no problem. They work as they work. They're still transparent, you still see the scenery. But it's the ATO they've got to worry about. Yes, Yuri Puma Dovetail Games are based in Chatham. They're based in the Chatham Dockyard, which is about 1.5 miles away from the station. That's not Dockyard. 20-minute walk from the station. So we're now exiting tunnel, just outside of St Pancras International. Can you land Victoria to Gillingham? No, you can't, Anthony. You can do Gillingham, but not to Victoria. The route only goes as far as Gravesend for Victoria, I believe. What does PC come out later? That's to do with Steam, City Podcast. So, well, Dovetail Games initially and traditionally release stuff at 6 PM in the UK on a Thursday. So they've always done it 6 PM Thursday, 6 PM Thursday, 6 PM Thursday. Console, forced a midnight release, and so with console users, you're forced to release at midnight. For PC users, you get more flexibility in regards to how and when you download. Right, so we're going to put into platform 13 there. The signal told us. Holds at 40. We can now see the tower at King's Cross and Pancras. Sorry, that's King's Cross, that's St Pancras. Both stations right next to one another. Both visible within the area. That's nice break there. There we go. Reset that. Carry on again. Going a bit too fast there. Too busy focusing on the scenery. Yes, Chatham Dockyard is also the name of the Bruchelli's livery. There are a few services that terminate at Faversham, Jordan. A lot of trains do go a bit further than that. Also get a few trains that terminate at Strood. But the majority of services, well, some services do terminate at Faversham, but a lot of them do continue on a bit further on. Yeah, I'm still learning the emergency brake release control. There's a certain way you do it. I don't know if like a certain period of time you hold it for, just the way you move it. There is a way you can release the emergency brakes when trains still in motion. Alright, we'll slow the train down now. Get ourselves stationary. Right. Doors open. We'll turn off the lights. Reverse through neutral. Reverse it off. Master key off. Shut train down out. So this is Pancras International. Can't quite go into the main complex, so this bit's all locked off for you. You've got the Electrostar platforms here. At the far end, you're going to have the platforms for the Midland Main Line, so East Midlands trains. They operate Voyagers and HSTs at the moment. And then over here you've got 3 platforms dedicated to the Southeastern High Speed class 395 Javelins. So there's our train, got the next platform right now, and the 3rd platform of another service departing to Dover Priory in a couple of minutes. So platform 11 8:36, telepassing in about a minute now. You've got 1970 around to get 61 on the rise in about an hour or so, and then this train just arrived here and therefore should be arrival service calling at St Pancras. 2 minutes late. 2 minutes late, could have done better. Got the adverts as always. Brad Craze Alpha Code 1. Now, actually, that looks like quite a... well, it is a book, normal bestseller, but it looks like a Sky Atlantic advert, that. Not going to do on the route, David. We're going to do more services in Southeastern. I'm doing the route specifically. It's again, not a bad station. A bit dark, maybe a bit more lighting. But you've got detail in there when you need it, especially out in the southeast side of things. And again, just around the fence, you have the Eurostar platforms. Where trains in towards Europe travel to and from. It's very detailed and accurate, gotta admit. Oh yeah, it's detailed, that's given for sure. They have really put a lot of work into the station. They have put a lot of work into just recreating it. I'd expect it to. I've just realised a slight error in that I need to put the master key in to close the door, do I? There we go. Now we can close the doors. Right, as our first run here in the 315s. Again, a little bit of speed I need to manage, a little bit of micromanaging I need to work on, but for the most part, not a bad run. Level 60 on the character, level 9 on the route, level 12 on the train. Took us 1 hour and 7 minutes. Only a silver medal. Actually, I'll take silver for that. I will take silver for that. Right, let's do a run in the class 375 Electrostar. So reset the controls again, which it's all set for what we need to be. We'll explore the timetable in the... actually, we'll check the services for this right now. So, currently one available service. It's a freight run eastbound. Again, I'm sure more services will become available as the route goes into east. We have 375. I think it's different car formations. So, one's a single 4-car set, the other one's an 8-car set. 375/9 we have for us today. And we'll do a route from, well, Charing Cross to Raynham. We only go as far as, well, starts at Gravesend, goes as far as Faversham. So, the 2 Lehman 19 Charing Cross to Raynham, 37 to Raynham from Gravesend. Very shortly, so we will set the train up now. Master key in, reverser forward, resets the bus controller, doors open, is that the right hand side, left. Okay, so light sets. And that should just quite nicely. Welcome Tab, how you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chats. Check out the station blades, it's not set, so make sure that's set as well. Passenger information is going to Raynham. Go, Raynham 25, we will confirm that's location and exit. And now, the train should say Raynham. Got a bit big, could be readjusted again. Nice to have the functionality there where it's needed. This service departs in about 35 seconds. Not flying today, Tup. Not flying today. Currently in Southeastern High Speed. Flying down the East Coast Main Line. East Coast Main, sorry. Flying down Southeastern. When's it come out? It comes out at midnight on console. Comes out at 6 PM tomorrow on PC. Midnight for console, 6 PM for PC. Doors close. Let's get going. So we're coming to the AWS as well. Make sure all the systems active. As accurately as possible. Next station is Hyam, 4 miles, about 6 minutes to travel there. You have to set AW, Joshua, don't you worry, AWS is set and ready to go. So the only issue I've got with rail driver on this route right now is on the 375, AWS is not set to the alert button, So I'm going to use the Q button for that instead. It's not a major issue. And again, I'm sure it's something that we could probably get patched quite quickly when it regards to Radar still being beta. I've not quit Flight Sim Hendy, I'm just doing Train Sim at the moment. It's a new route comes out tomorrow. I don't need to be rude. You got needs, mates. Not sure what you mean by that, Peter. What needs do I have? Up to 50 miles per hour now. Need a horn? Sure thing. So 50 up to 70 now. We'll hold it at power throttle 4. I've got no Flight Sim stream set up yet, Elliot. Like I say, I'll probably just mute all the people who beg Flight Sim all the time. It's my channel. I decide to comment goes onto this. If you don't enjoy it, 1 viewer, 5 viewers, I don't care how many people are watching. Right, up to 70 now. Hold that. A little bit speed off going on the 4% downhill gradient. Track, however, should start to level off quite nicely for us. Just a moment, there we go. If you had to choose the 395, the 375 or the 465, I'll give you an answer to that. I'll give you an answer to that. This is my answer. Class 465 in Hornby. It's my my prized possession. That I do enjoy the. Well, I do love a networker. I do love a networker. The networks are by far my most faved family of trains here in the UK. How's it been? It's been alright, Elliot. It's been alright. So far, so good. As good as a Wednesday normally gets, I guess. Pretty standard. Is it Wednesday today? Yes, yes it is. I don't even know what day of the week is anymore. It's been that long since I've been outside in society. Who knows when it is. If I'm going in order, so I'd say the 465 is my top train, followed by 395, the Javelin, and then the 375. I mean, Electrostars are alright, but you can't beat a networker. You can't beat a network, especially if the sound's right. If the sound's alright, beautiful, beautiful sets. Harry, so if you're on ATC VFR, just say you're flight following. Tune ATC frequency, just do the reach frequency, read back as normal. Where'd you get your haircut? I've not had a haircut. It's just not quite as messy as before, but it's still longish. It's still there. Had a shave last night, but hair's not quite short, I'd say. Right, coming up towards higher now, start slowing down. Come out afterwards, Toby. Nice. Oh, you've got to give a few good shots in that. And we're running a 8-car set at the moment. 2 sets put together. Therefore, we'll be stopping at the 8-car stop marker, which potentially is right at the end of the platform here in Higham. A bit off, not terrible. Doors open. Have a look around. Prime station, a little bit in terms of facilities. It's quite a small station here in the Medway Valley. A few houses nearby, a few bits of scenery. But for the most part, it is a peaceful little town. This. Another train coming in. We'll close our doors. Departure right about now. Yep, that'll be alright, Harry. Flight following. Sure City Untrained here. That sounds like your door's opening, but no, it's the other train just arrived. Next station is Strood. We're up at Strood in 2.4 miles. From Strood, we then stop at Rochester. Rochester, Chatham, Gillingham, and then Raynham, where it terminates. A little bit of cab lighting on. You have two loads of cab lighting. You've got dim lights and you got bright lights. And the dim lights on for now. Can you stop at your house? You want to get on? I won't tap because, well, last thing you want to do is secure address online, and that can cause you more problems than not. Can we see Victoria? There's no Victoria station, Dr. Wills. While you have services at start or end of Victoria, Victoria Station is not modelled, so the line or the route ends at Gravesend or Gillingham. You can't quite go as far as Victoria or Charing Cross. It's there by name, but not there in nature. Reduce down to hold at 70 for now, down to 1.3 miles. So down to 15 just before we enter the station. Yes, I've seen some of this Netflix Snowpiercer series. I've not seen the entirety of it yet. I've watched the film. I've adored the film. In fact, I watched the film again like 2 days ago. How does it go again? The song. What happens if the train? What happens if the engine stops? We all freeze and die. Oops. Oh, sorry. It's over there. See, that's the problem with AWS not being on this thing. I'm pressing it. Okay, well, train's going to have to come to cards anyway, just because AWS is not in the right place. Yeah, what happens when the engine stops? We all freeze and die. How's the rest of the song go from the Snowpiercer film? It's going to annoy me now. Right, we'll let train stop, and then we'll just go straight into power again. Release, train goes forward. Yeah, I'm pressing reset. It's not set, it's on Q. They put it in the wrong place for now. Yes, it comes out tomorrow. Sorry. Milfan, how do you pronounce that? Sorry. West Coast Main Line fan. West Coast Main Line fan, sorry. Do apologise. Comes out tomorrow. Just a preview release that Dovetail give me a copy of. And therefore, this is all with Dovetail's permissions. This is all a pre-release showcase of what the routes are going to look like tomorrow. I've seen Snowpiercer's film. I've seen a couple of episodes in the Netflix series. I do plan to try and finish that hopefully quite soon. Down to 15. Very much down to 15. Better slow down now. Street station just in front of us. Do you prefer flying trains or? I prefer trains. I've always preferred trains over planes, but I'll do whatever. No, I've always been more of a train person than a plane person. Seeing if it gets interrupted by a AWS alarm. Sounds about right. Got you even there? 37 miles on the class 377, very nice. 375 even. As a result of the AWS, which means that we're now slightly late, slightly behind schedule. Which is very annoying. I don't know why I was about flight sim right now. I'm going to train sim stream again. Bit of respect, guys. Right, so hold position. Doors open. You can see the junction sets. We're taking the right hand track here. Signal tells us that as well. 50 around the corner, up to 20 as we leave the junction onto the main line, and then up to 70 as we carry on. close. So we're trying to save ourselves a couple of minutes as we approach, or at least leave out of Strood towards our next station. So holding at 15, thanks to our driver's speedometer. Up to 20 very shortly. As we approach Rochester, we're also going to be crossing over the River Medway again, trying to keep an eye out for the submarine. Don't forget, there's also meant to be a open the window. Meant to be also a donkey model somewhere in Chatham. It's meant to be hidden somewhere in the scenery. Haven't spotted it yet, but something I want to try and keep an eye out for. There's a submarine. And then that's the track. Up to 30. How much does the rail drive cost? You recommend it? So, including delivery to the UK, the new bricks, this costs £250, £250 for the rail drive unit, including delivery. Do I recommend it? Yes, absolutely. It's not the perfect system, but it really ain't bad. It really ain't bad. It feels good. The handling's really good, and I do very much enjoy driving with it. Highly recommended. Highly recommended. There's Javelin. It's on the other platformer. Type of potato. Just arriving now. Brakes 3. Going to overshoot slightly. My braking's not quite on par right now. So I'm getting ahead before the signal, hopefully. My braking's been atrocious in this one so far. TSW West, yeah, West has thrown us off. Do Javelin on these coastal it's possible, Mercy, using... actually, I don't think you even use the off-rails mode. It can be done by the DC method, but it's possible. It's certainly possible. So there's some Pancras bound Javelin right now, platform 1. Whilst it's 11:29. Yeah, my train, which departs 30 seconds ago. Next station Chatham. From Chatham to Gillingham. Gillingham to Rainham. And then Rainham where the train terminates. Passing through the 4 Rochester platforms now. Hog from Harry. Some of the aspects go down to red now, so set ourselves down potentially for a service in front of us. You can confirm that on the map quickly. The answer is yes, there is a local Electrostar leaving Chatham right now. Up to Drawyah aspects. Passing over a crossover change point for the power. 30mph limits holds through the tunnel. Welcome Joe, how are you doing? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat, how are you today? How are you doing? So I think, I don't know, we've been shooting for 2 hours now. I think we'll do one more service in the Javelin. We'll do a service out of London. So try and find one that terminates me a bit earlier on, rather than wait to Faversham, but we'll do one more service, do one more Javelin, and then we'll bring this stream to an end. Take care, Lewis. Have a good one. Good night. Plan with the video card. Yes, I am, Harry. Just waiting for my... Well, I've ordered a 3080. Just waiting for it to arrive. So, have ordered it. Have got plans. Just waiting at this point. Oh, lo and behold, we're a minute early. Let's get to Chatham early. Great for our timing. So Chatham Station. Most likely here to Dovetail Games. So if you're not Dovetail based, if we had the freedom to go out the map, we follow the main road here, about a mile to the end. When you get to the old dockyard, make a left-hand turn, and then Dovetail offices on the right as part of the Chatham dockyard complex. They moved there about a year and a half ago, I'd say. They changed offices not too long ago, they moved over, and now they're based in the dockyard for as long as, well, they can stay really. We're departing in about 30-ish seconds. Take care, West Coast Mainline fan. Yeah, have a good one. Good night. Like I said, it's to add Thames services to the 375, hoping that the 465 will add new services instead of just replacing the current ones. Yes, they have included new Thames ones as well, haven't they? It's varied. It is varied. They are slowly kind of reaching out and just growing at the moment. Potentially get a few more in the future, we'll see. But so far, it's a start. That's the thing with its routes. It's not perfect. The trains are great. This bit of route's fantastic. And it's definitely a start for something, hopefully, we can see improvement for in the future. I've been there before. The other person told you that the 305 in real life is not called the Blue Rapier. Just want to say, yes, Joe, you are. Trust me, that was a culture shock for me. Because of Hornby, I've always thought it was known as the Blue Rapier, but no, it's just that one Hornby set. Never like that in real life. Completely shook my world to the core, that's... have I got work tomorrow? Yes, I do, Harry. Yes, I do. I think we're all working from home at the moment here in the UK. You're back. Finish your GW livery on the 377. Very nice train spotter. How does it look? How does it look? Also, have you seen my 377 livery I put together? It's on Facebook, it's on Discord. Well worth checking out. Welcome, Nye. How are you doing? Welcome to Channel Chats. How are you today? Where do you work? I work for a marketing company here in London. Marketing, loyalty, for that kind of stuff. Flying today? We're not flying. We're doing a train gringo. So speed up to 60. But it's a red signal, so we're going to hold it at 40 for now. Bring train to a halt if we need to. It's a great map, you'll definitely buy it. They kind of forgot about Stratford International because there's random floating stairs there. And they've interested up here before. Like I say, with a lot of these Dovetail release stuff, they're not usually perfect, but you get a few updates that do very much improve in the future. If you remember, for example, West Coast Main Line South on Train Simulator, the initial release of that, even Dovetail were like, okay, no, maybe it wasn't quite ready yet to release, but they're honest, Dovetail. They may not be everyone's favourite developer, but they have done a lot for the community, especially at the early mid-2010s, where there was very little coming out in regards to simulation as a whole. So there's green to Gillingham now. Should get clearance into the platform for that. Quite Southeastern High Speed. Sure you enjoy it, Niall. You console your PC. How pays not bad for marketing for someone in the office. Yeah, salary was alright, I guess. Hit the emergency brakes. Hit the emergency brakes. Actually, that might work in my favour, because the stop marker's right there anyway. Go on then. Doors unlocked. Let's let passengers embark. So this is Gillingham, our penultimate stop. We have one more until this train terminates. We'll just ignore that. Not quite sure why that happens, but it does happen. A few passengers ascend into the heavens. Right, we're departing in about 35 seconds, so again, just look around Gillingham. It's not a bad station, all of this. Again, very detailed, quite a lot going on. We have a Charing Cross service departing here seconds. And Victoria service here in about 45 minutes. And behind me, you have a service to Faversham, so that'll be a high-speed train. That one behind that as well, with the quarry train, about 4 minutes behind us. Doors closed. Let's get going. Favourite routes? Probably Gravesend Express, I'd say GLY. The Great Western Train Squad, that one is a classic. It was the first DLC to come out after Sandpatch Grade, back then known as the what's it called? Sandpatch Grade was originally known as, well, no, Train Sim's trivia's failing me right now. Sandpatch used to be CSX Heavy Haul. So Gravesend came first after that. Then it was Northeast Corridor, NEC. Then it was... Sorry, then it was Rapid Transit. Then it was Northeast Corridor. And then it was a UK route that I can't remember which one it was. I think it was West Coast Way, I think, after that. From West Coast Way, then went on to... one of the German metro ones, one that goes by the train over the lake, can't remember the name of that one, train over the river, the monorail thing. If I had the list of names in front of me, I could probably remember which order they came in. So you have 2 miles to Raynham now, 2 miles until the train terminates. There's Isle of Wight, it's a very nice while. It's not a route, Isle of Wight, I do like it. It's the first train model released for Rivet Games. The train itself, the 483, very nice put together. Oh yes, guard bell, can't forget about the guard bell. Most important feature of these trains. Can you drive bullet trains? No, you can't, Gringo. Bullet trains are not in the not in Sim. Another Drawyah signal coming up ahead. Got a single yellow coming up ahead after that, so slow down for you. My guess, train's currently stationary at the platform. Yes, and therefore we need to bring the train to a halt. Yours all lines out of London, so Gravesend Express, Bakerloo, Chatham High Speed, still have their personal charm. You especially like Gravesend because they run an A train without filling out place. Very nice. A little fast over the points there, but again, I think we've given up on the speed limits at this point, to be fair. Again, as I'm sure I drive more trains, get better route knowledge, slowly I'll start to improve with that. But first run, can't really fuss it, can you? Sheerness would be pretty good in Trains Mod. Sheerness would be rather good. Can't follow that one. I think we're gonna hit the buffers there. Yes we have. Oh, we derailed it. Whoops. Came in just a bit too fast at the buffers. My mistake. Well, we'll jump back to Chatham. We'll continue that last bit again. Whoops. Sorry, Raynham will carry on. My fault entirely, that's. There's a reason why these platforms have tripcocks. It was a rough hit that, but I didn't quite think it was enough to derail the trains. Alright, rain 2.8 miles, then we'll bring it to a stop again. Drawyah, you're the worst train driver in the world. Alright, that'll be Gillingham Depot. Up to 80 as soon as the road train passes that. This time we'll try and slow down for the 25 mile per hour changeover into the Rainham terminus platform. And then I'm going to try one thing quickly. See if we can maybe try and we'll try one thing for our final run in the Southeastern High Speed. I think this is the real train we have been done. Absolutely. Right, so down to 25. I used to call myself Drawyah now. Well, it's just my channel name, really. I still remember my normal name, but yeah, Drawyah is just the channel name I've been going by for the last couple of years. So we're going to slide the train down now, hit the 25 junction in 200 yards, and then return to terminate. What's your opinion on the route? Like I say, so far I'm enjoying it. It's not perfect, but I'm enjoying it. A lot of detail, the trains are very good. I think the trains are by far the best bit of this route. And yeah, I should hopefully guess that's the end of the line without too many, well, hopefully not without too many hitches this time. Got 300 yards. 300 yards, Drawyah, you can't mess it up. Have you ever been called yourself by that by accident at this point? Nope, never had, Harry. Never have. Don't think I ever will. This time, we'll put the brakes on early. Do a nice stepped slow down to the buffers. To be fair, I'm right now in training for a volunteer railway driver role. Just a case of hoping I don't ever do that in real life with passenger train. Stop the headlights, wide open doors, we'll then set the train up for shutdown. So you go into the off position, you go into neutral, wait for the doors, well, wait for passengers to disembark, and then we'll switch the doors to close. Doors, train off, master key off. And there we go. Now railway train terminates. There's stopping again. A few stops that we missed. Rochester very much could have redone that, but for the most part, not a terrible one, I'd say. Once again, just a case of learning the speed limits, learning the routes, and slowly I'll go myself better with that. Level 10 on the route, level 6 on the character. Let's jump into the menu. And also we can try one thing, see if it works. If not, we'll do a run as far as Ebbsfleet, and then we'll bring this stream to an end. So let's explore on foot. There's a certain time I need to oh, phone's using light. Okay, there's a certain time I need to go out of here. I think it's 16:10, 16:05. Let me try and find it quickly. Train sim, Discord. from Drawyah has image. Let's have a quick look. What time do I need to be? I need to be here at 16:10. Yes. Have you derailed a train in this game before? I have. CTSWX, I have, and I'm sure I'll do it again. Right, you have two trains. You have a choice of Ramsgate, which is the route that we can do, and Dover Priory, which we can't do. Where's my depart? You depart at 18:27. So I'm going to see, is it possible for us to go into the cab of this train and take it over? As soon as we get to Dover, it will. Well, as soon as we get to Ebbsfleet, it'll say out of bounds scenario ended. But since I didn't really want to do the short hop as far as Dover, but quite interested, well, as far as Ebbsfleet, I'd be interested to see if the game will allow you to do so. I've not tested it before. This is one thing I've not done yet, so it'll be interesting to see what the limits of this are. Maybe something that we could probably try and do in the future as well. So we're on to the fronts. Enter the cab. And sits. Nice and status, that's fine. We'll begin that, and this will be the 18:12 departure to Dover. Right, master key in. Going to set train into neutral. Turn on the safety systems. Silent lock of them. Push and hold the telltale running button here. Enable the FX scenery. Pancras up. Wait for both flights to appear. Circuit breaker closed. Just checking again. This. Well, I can't give us a destination there, but this is a train that goes as far as Dover Priory. Or Dover Priory and Ebbsfleet. Look at the destination board. Yeah, it's not going to show us anything, is it? So we'll wait until 18:12 and then we'll just see what happens basically. Train in forwards. Headlights sets to daytime. Probably going to go to nighttime for this trip. Cab light on. Doors open. Find about 10 seconds what happens, because officially this is the 18:14 departure, so we've got a couple of moments to spare. It's 12 car set, Gringo, so 12 car sets. So, loading passengers. I think this may actually work. The answer is yes. Dover Priory, St Pancras International, so we can drive as far as Ebbsfleet, but when we get about halfway on the platform, we'll say you've rechanged the scenario, game over, because officially this is not a train you can drive per se. It's their free mode, but not for the not for full, if you know what I mean. So we'll let passengers board, and then we'll get ourselves out to depart. How about an E320 from ICE St Pancras International? Again, you can do a train spotter. The only negative is that you start on these platforms and not the not the Eurostar platform. So you're on the wrong platform, but it's certainly possible, and I think that's something I'll probably do in the future as well. Get the train painted up and look all nice for that. There's a lot you can do with this scenario. There is a lot you can do, so again, well worth exploring in the future. We'll close our doors in about a minute, and then we'll get ourselves ready to go. Again, you can use the livery editor to paint your own trains, Alexander, so tomorrow, I plan to do some Great Western Express using this train as a class 800 class fake 100. And so, it's certainly possible. Not, again, official per se, but something that people can do using this, both the livery editor and the scenario editor. It's all possible in Train Sim World. Just going to have Steam Trains, not yet. Barris, Steam Trains coming soon. So they have confirmed that Steam Trains will be coming in a future update. Not sure what routes will be just yet, but Steam Trains are coming. They have now confirmed that this will be the case of the future. Right. Signal green. Let's get going. Initial speed out of here is 40 km per hour. Got the R on the signal there right away. It's relatively slow and steady departure, but things do start to speed up a bit for us as we reach Stratford International. How do it cost? It costs £25, Alex. It costs £25. You pick it up now before it releases. You can also enjoy the pre-release sale for Train Sim World Southeastern High Speed. Like I say, it's not a bad looking route, this. It really ain't a bad looking route. Yeah, it's housing a bit too narrow for us there. Can't quite get the entire view out of it. Up to 60 km per hour now. How do you join the pre-sign up on Xbox? There's no pre-sign up, Alex. This is a pre-release version that Dovetail have given me directly. So for Xbox users, you've just got to wait until midnight. At midnight tonight's the scenario release. Also, this is on PC, by the way, not on console. But yeah, so releases at midnight tonight on console. Not long to wait. It's about 3 hours to release. Up to 80 now. 80 up to 80 up to 200, down to 225, but stopping at Stratford, back down to 200 again, and then it's the end. Honk honk, or depot whistle. Throttle up to 200. Other games on computer or like PlayStation 4 and Xbox. It's on all three, Gringos. It's available on PC, Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation. Both consoles and PC. Train Sim World is available for. The only console it's really not available for is for Switch, but you never know, maybe one day. Imagine Train Sim World on Switch. Could work, especially for the portable aspects of it. 5 tones, 2-tone Train Spotter. 2-tone on the horn. And a depot whistle for the short shunting movements. About 200 yards, finish up to 225 km per hour. 3.2 miles to Stratford. And very shortly back down to 200. Got this from the US, Benny. So imported from the US, it's the X-Keys Rail Driver. It costs plus shipping £250, so it's not the cheapest unit in the world, but my flight sim hardware costs about, well, almost double that, so in context it's cheap, and I don't know, I like it. It's a very good bit of hardware, this. Absolutely adore using it, the Rail Driver. So we get down to 160. 160 flashing, down to 100. As soon as we hit 100, back up to neutral. Well, back up to coast, throttle off. Train does steadily climb uphill now as we're travelling towards, we're travelling out of London to the east. So good. This is Train Sim World, Train Spotter. This is Train Sim World 2, and the all-new Southeastern High Speed route comes out to midnight tonight console, 6 PM on PC. Right, 100 locked in. That means we'll be stopping at the station, but the signal's green as soon as we're ready to depart. Yeah, so Train Sim World 2. This is the your new Southeastern High Speed route out tomorrow. Oh, which is better. Train Sim World. Train Simulator is good for the content. It's got much more routes for it, much more behind it, because it's 10 years older. If you want scenarios and easy to run, Train Simulator. If you want visuals and realism, Train Sim World, I'd say. But ultimately, it's kind of what you're looking for in a simulator. That was pretty accurate. Stop that. It's a shame never to see how accurate, because we come to the end of the scenario before Stratford. So if we look at the scenario here, so you're talking about International 1830, but we'll never get there because if I show you the platforms, so normally we go to the upper level station, the platforms here. This bit never gets used because scenarios, well, they end here. You're on the Chatham Main Line, not the Dover Priory line. So when we get about here, halfway through the platform, we'll go into a white screen and say, end of scenario, you've reached the end of the available routes. So, like I say, this is the Chatham Main Line. You don't officially get Dover Priority. You can run it as an AI service, which you can run as a passenger, or spawn as a passenger and jump into an AI service. But it does limit you to how far you can go. But if you want a short run at high speed, then I guess it's one way to do things. And that's the reason I chose this route, because I want to do something nice and short for the end of the stream. Just too short there. Nice and quick for the end of the stream, something we could just enjoy before we bring this to a close. How strong is the brake on the 395? Mixed, I'd say. Mixed. If you brake early enough, Train Spotter, you'll be fine. If you do it too late, then you're probably going to overshoot, but I like it. As always with trains, the more you practice it, the more you get used to it, the better you eventually get. What do you rate your route? I'd say, like I say, a 7 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it's enjoyable. The trains are the best bit of it, followed by the scenery between Ebbsfleet and Faversham. Things I need to work on: the scenery between Ebbsfleet and London, and the sounds. If they can work on those two, easily push up to a 9 or 10. Apart from that, so far so good. Thoroughly enjoying this one so far. ETA to 3080, about 250 in the queue to getting it. So in about 3 months, I've gone 60 places. It's going to be a while, my friend. It's going to be a while. Livery designer has a livery designer, yes, Instinct. And so I've already built a Gravesend green colour for this train. And we'll be showcasing that in the stream tomorrow. We'll do a few Gravesend mainline runs. Yes, Class 465 will be good. There's no release date for it yet, but it's coming soon at this point. Look at the roadmap, it's now onto one of the later stages, so definitely good to see how I'm progressing. We're just seeing when it gets here, basically. So we'll be leaving the tunnels here at Ebbsfleet in a couple of miles. I live in the UK, James. I live in the UK. Need tunnel a couple of minutes. We'll carry on to the outs. Not too bad, Thomas. Not too bad. So far, so good. So far, enjoying the all new route, Southeastern High Speed for Train Sim World. Nope. Ashford on the Dover Priory line's Instinct, and therefore not featured in this scenario, I'm afraid. You have Ebbsfleet, but not Ashford. And while this train I'm on right now does technically stop at Ashford, we'll never quite get that far. Correct. Stratford International has an international lane, but no trains have ever stopped here. At least no international trains have ever stopped here. So originally the plan was for Eurostar to stop at Stratford International during the Olympic Games, but because of how fast trains are due to the timetable structure, it was just impossible to fit it. So in the end they decided to abandon the international trains, run to Pancras instead, and then take a shuttle service back to Stratford. If they bought one more UK route to Train Sim World, what would you want them to bring? Probably the Chatham Mainline, I'd say. I'd quite like a bit of Chiltern action. you go via Harrow on the Hill? Would you go via High Wycombe and Ruislip? They both have the upsides. The Harrow on the Hill branch just goes alongside the London Underground, therefore with a challenge regards to speed. But I'd say the High Wycombe branch, the more visually appealing, I'd say. Could you show us where the end of High Speed Section 1 ends with where it ends? Well, going there now, Instinct. So the end of HS1 is at Ebbsfleet International, and it's on the high level that the train will continue. We're going to the lower level, which is where the game scenario ends. Because again, this is not an official scenario on the list of trains. This is just one that you can take over as an hour service and run on your own kind of accord. So this is a non-official route, but a part of the official ad when it comes out tomorrow. Can you imagine someone making a GWR livery for the 375, 377? Already done one, Steve. Already done one. I was going to try and get the pictures up for you. Let's have a look. Here we go. How am I going to do this? There you go. Did that. I'm rather busy with train sim so far. I think it looks good. That looks quite good. You've got the green class Fake 100, and you've got the 377 as the 385. Took a couple of hours to put together, but I think final results I am very happy with it. How'd you get the test? There's no test available. James? This is an official copy for Delta Games. It's a preview copy. It's a preview copy for the route that comes out tomorrow. Who am I, Devon? In regards to what? What information are you trying to find out to me, Devon? Let's see, if you don't see the Great Western Colours in action, tune into tomorrow's stream, where we're going to do a modern day Gravesend Express. It's not quite modern day because the route's not quite with scenery, but let's say, from what I've put together so far, I think it's actually quite a fun little scenario, modern day Great Western, so tune in tomorrow if you want to see more of that in action. Can you use the platforms at Ebbsfleet low level scenario designer? Not in scenario designer, no, Train Spotter. You are limited to the upper levels. The only way to access low levels, what I'm doing now, which is to spawn as a passenger and then take over an AI service for the lower levels. So officially you can, but not through the scenarios, not through the editor. You have to take over an AI service and run that. So say right now we're doing the AI service, and therefore when we get to low level, we're about halfway through it, and then it'll just go, game over, you've gone too far. Where are you going to go in Train Sim? So we're going to Ebbsfleet International low level now, and then we'll end the stream when we get there. Now can you use the, yes, that. How do you get a test? So I say, this is a copy from Dovetail Games. They gave me a Steam key, they gave me a code to put in, and then that code unlocks the release for you. And look at that. It's a pretty route this. Not perfect, but very pretty. Can't deny that. .225 flashing, that'll be down to 200. .200 flashing, down to 160. Can I have a passenger ride? Do you guys want a quick passenger ride at the end of it? If you do, then we can try and squeeze one in for you. Yeah, that was the Queen Elizabeth II bridge. Now it's also the Dartford crossover and the end of the London M25 boundary. So now outside of London, now in the southeast of England. 160 flashing, that's down to 100 now. Welcome, Night Owl, how you doing? 100 stable, bring up to 100. Should we do the passenger run in the high speed, or do we do a passenger run in the... actually, it really depends on what train comes first while we spawn. We'll probably go to, if we spawned at maybe Rochester, we'll then take wherever the first train will be when it gets there. So normally we'd be going up that route up there. On this occasion, we're not. We're going to go on the lower level. Force the game to end on us. 100 flashing. It's down to 0 next. Family from Kent, you've always going to rise in that area. It's a pretty area around Kent's train spotter. It's a very pretty area, this. Can you use fast tracks to Stratford International? Like I say, instincts, we're going to go to fast tracks now, but as soon as we enter the platforms, it'll say, you've gone too far, scenario over. Because officially, you can't use them, but if you take over an AI train, then you can use the AI train to then take over the track. So it's possible, just not part of the default kind of setup. So we're entering the platforms, and in a second, there you go. End of session, you've now reached the edge of your represented area. So you can use low level, but that's as far as you can go. Right, so we'll do a quick passenger run. We'll spawn at Rochester, and then we'll bring this stream to an end. So I'll switch over to my keyboard now. Let's go to explore. Let's go to on foot. We'll maybe a little bit of wet on, a bit of rain because, you know, it's the UK. Let's spawn at Rochester. Yeah, the Rochester platform. They don't. You have Rochester and Chatham, not the old platforms. And bring back time back to about mid-afternoon. Steam releases at 6 PM, Duck Hunter. It releases at midnight for console, 6 PM for Steam. Right, 3:30. Let's see what our first stream will be. When we start streaming tomorrow, I'm going to try and stream around 5 PM tomorrow, so do a slightly earlier stream. We'll do a bit of Southeastern, sorry, do a bit of Great Western. And then when that ends, we'll go do a premiere of the Southeastern High Speed. Right. So we have a 1536 service on platform 1 over there. We have a 1537 and no trains available on that platform. So it's 1537 or 1536 to choose from. 6 minutes. Let's just walk around, shall we? What's there to explore? Can we find collectibles? Got newspapers. Safety signs. Trying to spot a safety sign somewhere. So broken fences. If you spot any of those nearby, jump down and give it a repair. Why did the old Rochester close? So basically, the old Rochester station, in regards to expansion, there was a little space to rebuild it. So they basically wanted to put new facilities in, new car park, new everything. And the old station was too small. So there's no space around it, no place for facility, no buildings, nothing. So they decided it would be cheaper to close the station. And then build a new one, just short down the line. So this is the new Rochester station, opened in 2015. One of the newer stations here on British Rail. And yeah, it's not a bad little facility this at Rochester. We've only got 3 platforms in the, 4 platforms, but apart from that, it's a very well built station, this. I don't see any fences trackside. I do rest magnets. Done newspapers, got a grip box if there's any collectibles with that. Got the rapid transit, which is doing shovels the entire time. Oh, there you go. Let's say to sign, keep that from platform edge. Got more newspapers on the far side over there, but I think that's it for this station. Yes, it is. Did we miss one, Steve? Whereabouts? Whereabouts did we miss it? We've done the newspapers there already. I don't think we missed one. Maybe you walk around Stratford International Station after. Like I say, if you go to Stratford International, as soon as you start going to the lower level, it'll just say, Stratford, sorry, for the Ebbsfleet. So yeah, we can do a bit of Stratford afterwards, no problem. we change platform now. Up the stairs. There's a safe sign there. Stack of newspapers at the end of the platform. Other end of the platform. Whereabouts? What did I miss, Steve? We just have a quick jog. Yep, submarines there, Tommy. A little scenery in the background. That's rather good. Ah, the map. Yes, the map. I'm just going to, well, jump the track because you know you should never redo that on the electric rail. And there we go. That's our London Faversham High Speed map. Stations, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 stations, of which 1, 2, 3 are high speed, and then 11 local lines don't travel pretty faster than those. Senior eyes, again, not looking too bad out here in Rochester. The cathedral over there. Yes, again, not a very bad little, not a little bad recreation nest. I've done a pretty fine job with the stations in this part of the part of the route. I wish I'd told to add 4 routes. Shame we're going to get the shame to get the whole HS1. Let's see what it's like when you get this add-on. I think, well, in terms of route length and route sizes, I think this comes down to both how big a map they can develop in certain deadlines, and also how big the map to get all the scenery in, or the graphics and that kind of stuff. There are limitations to how much they can make a map within a certain time frame, basically. But you never know, potentially in the future for route map expansions as well. So Train Simulator's got a few expansion packs for the routes it already has. You see a few of those in the Train Sim World later on as well. So expect the train to arrive here within a minute, so 15:36 currently on time. Should get here about a minute early before then. Formed of 4 coaches, so it's class 3, 7, 5 on the way.
Feel free to contact a member of station staff.
And it's going to Victoria. It's a bit wet. It's a bit wet, but that's just the British weather for you. Also, this, by the way, is the newer Rochester station. It's a very fancy little station. All glass build, much nicer than the original Rochester station. Right. New train's visible now, just around the corner. Should be here in a second. Welcome back, Brad. How you doing? One of those stations is called International. So, international services go through them. Eurostar, Ebbsfleet, and Ashford internationals, all 3, have Eurostar services that stop there. Stratford's the only anomaly because international services should have stopped there, but they never did. They were going to, but cancelled plans because of scheduling issues. But the reason they're called international is because they're part of the Eurostar network, and therefore Eurostar trains stop there on their way to France. France, the Netherlands, and I think a few Belgium services as well. It's open. There we go. Let's take a seat here, shall we? Oops, not there. It said there. How awkward is that? Fed station boards do you have access to other destinations completely different to route, for example, Customer Fed destination King's Cross. So the 395 destination board you can't change. That one's limited to the default routes. This train, you do get a few options. If I actually jump to the front of the train, have a look at it. Yeah, just ignore me, driver. I'm going to mess around with your displays. So, for example, this train, you have a few destinations. So you got okay, next. There you go. So, for example, Bromley South, Batchy-on-Sea, Denmark Hill, all destinations that you don't get as part of the scenario, but as part of the Southeastern network. London Victoria, trains to Ramsgate, Sittingbourne. So they're all there. So Mary Cray, not all of them are natively past this route. Whoops. Wrong door. I forget it. There's the submarine. Oh yeah, you can be passenger on all the trains of all routes, Brad. Passenger services you get with all of the scenarios. It's peaceful. Got a first cam as well, so it moves around. It is sometimes nice to just go at a slightly different pace, enjoy everything from the passenger perspective. By the way, also uniforms also come in Southeastern colours as well, so dark blue colours, light blue trimming throughout. Right, we'll do one quick look around in Stratford International, and then we'll bring this stream down to an end. So let's jump into Stratford and let's get going. Explore, foots. We'll do a bit cloudy, but we won't do rain for this one, so a bit cloudy, bit of wind. Continue. Stratford International, let's bring it again towards mid late afternoon. 5 PM, that'll do. And let's have a quick look around. Go enjoy the modern Geo stream. Costing every scenario is I'm glad to hear train spots up. Right, welcome to Stratford International. By the way, behind you've got the staircase ramp up. You've then got the lifts at the back. No collectibles, I don't think. Nope. If you walk out, and then make way into the main station area. It's very rustic station. It's all concrete, all modernist. About what you expect for a modern London construction. We'll train here in 4 minutes, that's fine. Train over here in 17 minutes. So we'll probably take the train in 4 minutes. After we've had a chance to look around and explore what Stratford has to offer us. Green network rail upgrade posters as always. Got a few far platforms as well. Those platforms generally not used anymore these days. You get a few services that use them, but ultimately they were there for extra float as the Olympic trains went through. But these days they're available, but very lightly used. Yes, very modernist, very concrete here in Stratford International. For any collectible, there you go, got a set of newspapers here. Got a standback sign here. Can you access the Parallel? East Coast Main Line? No, I don't think you can. Instincts? Sorry, say your questions again, Instincts. Your question's very half-baked. I don't quite understand what you're trying to say there. I imagine there's a fence here. In reality, some people from walking off the tracks. Is that really a... Oh, actually, to be fair, I've never really been to this end of Stratford International before. There's really a bit of draking nets there, so I'm going to have to double check that. We head back towards the main bit of the platform. Another staircase to back here. Yeah, so an interesting station. It's very modernist, very concrete, it's very dark. Very dark indeed. Can you access the outer platform, Stratford? Not sure. Instincts? I'll have to check the scenario editor, but I'm not sure if you can access the outer platforms. I wouldn't think so, though. I wouldn't think so. Well, they are technically hard-coded into the map. We'll have a look. We'll have a look before we stream end. Right, so waiting for a train any moments now. Should try and spot it. This was the tunnel. 1 minute since its arrival. It's, how many cars is it? Is it a 6-car train? Is it 12-car train? So that's fine. Use the end platform. I must say, the level of detail of the station is really, really quite something. great job in getting the old feel of this thing. There's a map over there. I'm gonna cheat death by running across the high-speed track to get it. One thing, is there a way you can kind of cross platforms without running across the track? Maybe a footbridge or something. Would it be cool if they integrated the Bakerloo Upgrades Express? Not sure where train spots are, because if they integrated both maps, they don't really connect. Bakerloo trains do stop at Paddington, but they don't go on the same platforms, and Great Western go in a very different direction to Bakerloo. You could integrate West Coast Main Line, but I wouldn't say Bakerloo. If I load two maps like that in one, long loading times expects a lot of lag, so no. I disagree, integrating them would not be the coolest thing in the world. Station we're at, so this was Stratford International Speedbird, now leaving as a passenger on our way towards Ebbsfleet. We'll let train depart, and then we'll likely bring this stream to an end. So where trains departs should be about 10 seconds or so. 1704. Just a bit behind service.
If you require assistance at any time, feel free to contact a member of station staff or use a helpline.
So wait for the train departs, and then we'll bring this previous stream now to an end. Almost 3 hours in stream this thing. Almost 3 hours. I think it's a well-deserved break tonight. There you go, train other parts of Faversham. So yeah, I guess that brings us to an end. So this is Train World Southeastern High Speed. It releases tomorrow, both on console and on PC. Midnight release console, 6 PM release for PC. Costs £25, although currently on a 10% pre-order discount sale, so if you want to get it a bit cheaper, you can get so via the sale now. Otherwise, yeah, that pretty much now covers all of that. Tomorrow, we'll be making fun of the scenario editor and livery editor to drive a modern-day Class 800 on the Gross Express, so do tune in for that if you're interested. But until then, thank you all very much for watching. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again in the very near future for some more sim action. As we walk through the platform, once we walk through the train even, the interior bits, then prepare everything to an end. So look around, we've got traveller seating, disabled standing area, well, disabled area here for wheelchair access, disabled toilet access, very nicely detailed, very nicely modelled. A few more space over here as well as the seatbelt strap thing. This I believe is the end limits. This is the cab now for the two-wheel trains. Yes, it is. This is first class in these trains. Facial 395 don't come with a first class carriage. Right. Take care of yourselves, and I shall see you again in the very near future. Have a good one. Goodbye.